alert has been sent, and
So was I right? This is pretty short.
we're doing girlfriend sim first, but yes, the other one is pretty short.
Yeah, I think they're both probably really short.
Hello,
Hey, can you fix
Gab.
my chat?
Oh, it's on the wrong side.
Hello, Gab.
Bit,
Welcome.
What? Oh.
Whoa. What's happening?
Interesting. I don't know. Whoa. Huh?
I mean, I can live with that if I have to.
Why is there? I don't know why that's happening, but it's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Hello, everyone. Happy fucking. It wouldn't be a stream without technical difficulties. Listen,
Did that count?
no,
No.
I'm not holding it against me. Oh God, I read the title.
Did you, Fusion?
What did I make the title?
Of course you are, Sans. Of course.
I never remember what I make the title.
We finished Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Back up!
What the fuck?
We're back. What do you mean we're back?
We are back.
Well, I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you mean. It's spooky month, so Donnie has...
It's really good, concise storytelling, though. Like, Studio Trigger, people need to give them money more often.
Is that a good what the fuck or a bad
It's a good what the fuck? It was a good what the fuck.
It was, yeah, it was good.
It hurt me in my soul. What's left of it, anyway.
I actually think I'm gonna play Cyberpunk offline with Donnie.
I cannot believe they made me like her, and they just, you know.
I think because of the anime, I will play Cyberpunk with Donnie, and we will watch that story. I think that's what's gonna happen for us. I don't think a game like Cyberpunk or GTA is something that would work for our channel, really. You know. We just don't play games like that. We play games like this.
Yeah, this is what we do.
I just feel like you would all be very bored with a Cyberpunk or a fucking, you know, or I guess a GTA type game.
Yeah, you RC, and you don't know how to read, so...
Novell, don't do that. The game is a piece of shit. Apparently, it's gotten good. You know.
So true.
As they usually do.
Hello, Pink. Welcome.
Besides, there are apparently like mods that make a true Cyberpunk experience.
I'm telling you, it might be fun for like a few hours and then you'll quit.
Find out.
I'm saying that because that's definitely what I would do with a game like that. I'll leave Edgerunners as another good Sans recommendation. We probably would have watched Edgerunners anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm gonna count that like I would Keikai Sensen.
Yeah.
But it's a good recommendation.
I'm gonna change my
RC.
name. I mean, you could do that, RC.
No.
You are allowed to change your name.
RC.
Anyway, hi.
This is a girlfriend simulator, Yoshi. Hello, welcome.
But buying the game gives them a message that they can release an unfinished game with lots of crunch that runs like shit. And you mean like every game studio now? Currently? Oh, hi, Yoshi. We are doing Girlfriend Simulator and another game. They should be able to be
RC always changes his name in Discord. I'm used to that.
Listen, I wanted to buy it off of one of my get Steam key sites.
Whoa, it's totally not Pulver. Hello, Pulver.
Hi, Pulver. I wanted to get Cyberpunk on one of those Steam key sites because I thought it'd be cheap, but no, it's still full price. Which, you know.
I would not pay full price for it.
I thought my discount sites would also not have it full price, but here we are. Anyway, Girlfriend Simulator.
Wait for a sale.
Girlfriend Simulator.
Yeah.
I feel like I missed that sale considering Edgerunners is now over and done with. We'll pay like 30 max for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to fall asleep. Are you ready to go to sleep? I'm ready to go to sleep.
Always.
Beep.
That's how I want to spend the vast majority of my life. Asleep.
The pain when it hits me is intense. It comes... This is captured, right? I did make sure.
I would hope so.
Yes. Okay, it is. It is being captured. Wow, goodbye bitrate for stream, probably. It comes on so suddenly. I feel like I'm going to be sick. It hurts more than I thought it would. Just get it on the 100 discount sites if you know what I mean. Yeah, I haven't got a 100% discount game and God knows how long. I can help you with regular products, but I don't know if I
Incel
want to.
Simulator? Possibly. Let's find out. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to say incel.
Stop saying it then. But I am out of the game when it comes to that isn't ROMs. Why aren't we allowed? Because Twitch police, wee woo. It hurts.
It hurts.
More than I thought it would.
No, you can't do this.
It hurts. More than I can endure. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. But then, a miracle happens.
We like those.
My vision turns neon white. My lungs spasm in one last desperate gasp. And then, there's nothing.
We died. The end. Good game.
I'm finally free. I thought it would be scary, which is why I trembled so much, but I think I'm getting used to it now. It's not that bad, really, not existing. There are worse things you can do than disappear.
I mean, I guess he's not wrong.
Also, it's happening tomorrow morning. Can you believe what's happening?
What's happening?
Friday's coming? Yeah.
I love Fridays.
After years of denial. I think that might be...
Hey, Ayumu, can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Wake up. You have to wake up. Don't do this to me. Ayumu?
It sounds like somebody's calling out to me. I'm getting a goddamn Switch. I can't believe that. That is wild. Holy shit. I won't believe it till I see the picture, honestly. I can hear a voice, high and anxious, cleaving through my comfortable, cozy state of non-existence. My head is starting to hurt again. What's going on? Is this the protagonist voice that Yoshi says I have?
I have no idea. I love that is just the eye from Tsubahebe.
I mean, if you like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon...
Fusion, if there's too much reading or story, or it's kind of slow, he's not going to like it.
Especially if it's RPG. Did you like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? If not, then that's not a game for you. Also kind of an RPG. I open my eyes slowly, groggily, and glance upwards. There's somebody standing by my bedside. Somebody I don't know. She has long, fair hair tied in a ponytail, and she's wearing clothes, which I suppose are fairly fashionable. As far as appearances go, she's quite cute. Why does this sound loud? It sounds kind of loud.
See, I can barely hear it.
Maybe you can barely hear it.
I mean, I hear it, but it doesn't sound loud to me.
I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not peeking in the...
Oh, we have an unease gauge up there.
Oh, no. Also, hello. I don't know who did that. Oh, it's MLG. Hi, MLG.
Well, hello, MLG.
I'll just wait until this goes through. Just give it a second. I don't need to read. It's fine. I also don't need to click. Perfect. My stream paused, and I thought you paused out of pure surprise and shock. So did we pull this one off of itch? Yes, this is a Donnie. This is a Donnie.
Yeah,
thing.
I stumbled upon this, and I read the write-up, and I thought, that sounds cool.
Oh, I can play through his. See, that doesn't sound loud to you.
Okay, yeah, no, it's loud. You're right. But it's kind of cool and ambient, you know?
There we go. I didn't need to read.
That's too many pixels.
I didn't need to read.
Laser.
Who needs to read?
Actually, I guess technically it's too few pixels. Give me my pixels back, Laser.
There we go. And we'll just leave that there. I'm always very glad when Donnie chooses games. What about when I choose games?
Yeah, they're either really interesting or incredibly boring.
Her eyes are very wide. Her iris is indigo, and her nose is small and snub.
See, I'm always like torn in visual novels whether or not the narration should be telling you what you can see with your eyes.
Correct, Gab. Her lips are pale pink, like cherry blossoms, and they're parted in what I suppose is concern. Her skin is white, like milk, outside of a bag.
Like
Or-
milk?
Or like snow.
Like
and her
bagged milk?
fingers are slender. She's slender in general, really. So much so it looks like a gust of wind could blow her away. She's so pristine in her... Okay, God, you like her, I get it.
She's so pristine.
She's so pristine in her ruffled blouse and her high-waisted skirt. She hardly looks human. Her facial features are all too perfectly arranged. Yeah, perfectly? I don't know. That eye looks a little bit... That right eye? Or would it be her left eye? It looks a little off to me, you know?
It's a little too high up.
I can't see a single blemish on her skin. She's almost too pretty. God, I'm just bringing out the creepypasta voice for this. What is a girl like this doing in my apartment? I feel dazed, and the girl's breathy exclamation of relief.
Breathy.
When I open my eyes, there's little to reassure me this isn't a dream.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're finally awake. You were out for hours, Ayumu. I was so worried.
I don't know her name, but she seems to know mine. Are we friends, then? We must be more than acquaintances, given the familiar way she's talking to me. I don't remember having any friends like her, though. I don't remember having any friends at all. Wasn't that why I... No, I'd better not think about that. My head is starting to hurt again. I'm sorry, but this is all kind of a lot. What's going on?
Shouldn't he be like, what are you doing in my house?
Oh, you poor thing. You really must be sick if you have to ask that.
I'm sick?
You are, yes. You're very, very sick. Your temperature was almost 38 degrees when I last checked. You were passed out when I came here, and that was... I'd say it was about 2 hours ago. I've kept myself busy since then, cleaning this place up. But I was very worried about you. I'm glad you decided to call me this morning. I'd hate to think of you suffering on your own. You were so hot, I was even thinking I might have to call the hospital.
The hospital? I blink, trying to disperse the white, hazy spots which are flickering in front of my vision.
Well, there's a stranger in his house, and he's just like, well, she's so pristine. I think she could stay.
She's so cute.
She's just so
I mean,
thin.
what would you do if you woke up and there was a cute / hot lady in your house, worried and concerned about you? My apartment is shifting, and so is this girl's concerned face. It feels a bit like my reality is being filtered through an old VCR player. Everything keeps juddering. Kick her out?
Leave.
Well, you're no fun,
What
Gab.
if she is yandere? I mean,
That's a plus.
I was about to say, for some people, that is a plus.
Crazy is a plus. Double plus, if you know what I mean. Am I really that sick?
You looked pretty sick, yeah. Though you haven't actually been sick, thank goodness. That's a relief. It seems like your fever might be breaking now, though. You sound pretty lucid for the most part.
For once, Sans, I agree.
Maybe I should test you, though.
Dab me up, my man.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Just the one?
That's right. And now?
It's still just the one?
Good, good. I'm glad there's no problems with your vision, at least.
What do you mean for once? Insanity's always been hot. Listen, we don't agree on all the same things all the time. No, well, the fact that you're agreeing with Sand should be a red flag. Yeah, well, when you're wearing red tinted glasses, all the red flags just look like flags.
Now, what's your favorite food?
Pork cutlet, I think.
He thinks.
And your favorite book?
That's
That's not that's this doesn't have a long title.
it's a light novel series actually, but I love Elf Forest by Tsushimi Rui.
It needs to be long and overly specific. I'm disappointed.
Right. And your birthday?
Is she gonna
Jesus.
get into his bank account?
What's your social security number?
What's your mother's maiden name?
18722563449. Why? I went from the floor voluntarily to a recliner on the couch. Donnie and I found when we went to Washington, we now know our preferred bed. A
Firm.
firm memory foam.
Firm.
That is what we like.
I do too, Yoshi. Like, completely unironically, I think they're very funny.
That's October 6th, I think.
Very good. And my birthday?
That, crap, I don't know the answer to this. This should come as too much of a surprise. How am I supposed to know this girl's birthday when I don't even know her name? I ponder this for a few moments, my expression contorting. The girl must see my obvious distress, because eventually she takes pity on me.
Silly Ayumu, you've always been bad with birthdays.
Booby, tits, shit, balls, ass, fart, booger shit. Hi, Ricky.
Hello.
Welcome to hell.
Yes.
My birthday is only a few days before yours, on October 1st. Don't forget it, all right? Maybe you ought to make note of it. It might come in handy later.
When exactly? This isn't Gitaru Man? Who?
It's not. We should play that, by the
Who's
way.
Gitaru Man?
I
don't know what
told
that
you
is.
about it.
You did when?
Yeah.
When?
In the car drive.
Huh?
Yes.
I don't remember
On the
that.
road trip.
Gitaru Man.
Yes. Guitar Man, yes.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Describe it to me.
Describe it to you?
What the fuck is Gitaru Man?
It's a rhythm game. Because you asked me if I ever listened to the band that Ricky suggests to me.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
said
and
yes.
I said, yeah, this is them playing literally right now.
Yeah, but
And I was like, we should also play the game that they did the music for.
I didn't hear
I
that
said
part.
Guitar Man.
I didn't hear
Yes,
it.
I did.
I must have been bland.
Yeah, you lost interest.
I must have been.
After I started saying too many words.
Oh, you're one to talk. You don't even listen
It's
to me while
mutual.
we're screaming.
That's true.
When exactly?
When you want to buy me a birthday present, duh.
Listen,
For being such a great girlfriend.
the real reason is probably it was my turn with the aux cord, and I didn't hear Donnie talk about Gitaru Man because
I did. I said we should play it.
because I probably had like big anime titties playing very loud. The girl giggles. Oh my god, the girls are fighting.
And what about my name? Don't tell me you've forgotten that too.
Oh hey, Elf Forest is a reference to another game from this creator. The full title of the light novel is The Forest of the Elves and the Pressured Princess. You're... It's here that I begin to struggle.
Man, you've been struggling. What do you mean?
I thought I might recognize this girl the more time passed, but we've been talking for a few minutes and that still hasn't happened. I can't recall her name for the life of me. It isn't even on the tip of my tongue.
The
girl frowns.
Well, that's no good. I thought you were on the mend, but maybe I was jumping the gun. I mean, geez.
Okay, but can we talk about how genius of a plan this is?
Samantha. Break into someone's house and convince them they have amnesia.
Yeah, no. You find someone who has amnesia, sneak into their life, be like, oh, "It's me, your wife/husband. We've been together for years." By the way, are we rich? We're rich, aren't we? Thank you. I was so worried about this. Is such an easy get rich quick scheme. Hey, you remember me?
Imagine forgetting your own girlfriend.
Huh? Now that's a surprise if I've ever heard one. You're my girlfriend?
That's right, I'm Nagi, and we've been together for a month already. We were talking to each other for longer than that, though, of course. We've only been going out for a little bit, but I thought you'd recall at least that much. I thought I was special to you, Ayumu.
Oh, great. Now she's pouting at me, and it's quite effective, actually. What should I do?
Who are you?
Is that what you want to choose?
I want this to escalate quickly and badly, so...
Tell her you don't remember.
I don't know who the fuck you are!
How do I know which one
You should
is...
save.
There we go. Oh, so many saves. There we go. All right, I need to leave. It's hard to tell what's highlighted. I guess that's highlighted. The one in black is highlighted.
Is that true?
Well...
Yeah, it is. Okay, you're right.
So, I don't remember you!
I don't know you!
I'm sorry, but even if you are my girlfriend, I don't remember you at all. Are we really a couple?
Well, of course we are!
Oh. Nagi glowers? Glowers? I've never heard that word before. The game is a Yuri VN called All the Words She Wrote. It's about a young woman who loves the Elf Forest series and manages to land a job as the author's housekeeper by confidence. But the author coincidence. Fuck. But the author isn't a middle-aged man, but instead a cute young woman. Oh my!
Oh my goodness!
What was that one elf thing that we got in the waifu bot where I think she was just trying to get fit?
I don't remember what it's called. It had a long name.
I still want to read that.
There's a lot of titty in that.
Someone find that. It's a manga with an elf girl.
Thick elf trying to get fit.
Yes. I forget what it is.
That is the premise.
It's an isekai, kind of. Elf.
Is
elf.
it?
Yeah, I think she goes to the human world.
Maybe you're right. Of course,
I
it's an
remember.
isekai.
Why does she look so angry? I understand being upset, but...
I wouldn't lie about this, Ayumu. Do you think I'm a liar?
No, I guess not, but...
Well, good. Don't ask me silly questions then. It's quite hurtful, really, being told by your own boyfriend that he doesn't remember you. If you weren't as sick as you are, I would be upset. But it's to be expected, I guess, that you'd be a little confused given you have such a high fever. I guess I can let you off the hook. For now, at least. Would you like me to fetch you any ibuprofen? What about some water?
Oh, no. Don't go out of your way.
Do not drink anything she gives you, Ayumu. These are very basic.
There's a
rules.
manga called Plus Size
That's it.
L.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep, that's it. I remember that. I see it. I know that's what it was called.
Well, there you go. I'm sure I'll live.
You'd better. If you don't, then I would... Well, let's not worry about that right now.
So dedicated.
I think you need to sleep now, more than anything. Do you want to get some more shut-eye?
Man, I just remember seeing posts on Twitter from like a yandere subreddit where people were actually like yandere, I guess.
Or being edgy.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Ugh.
Do you mind? It would seem a bit rude inviting you over and then spending the whole time asleep. You just had to search thick elf exercise. Breaking! Avatar Studios has found its animation studio, Flying Park. They did Rise of TMNT, Marvel, What If, and will animate the 2D Avatar films coming to theaters starting 2024. The first of which follows Gang as a young adult.
Gang, that's my favorite Avatar character.
Avatar The Last Airbender, not a bot. As long as we don't
Did
touch...
it need a movie, though?
I don't know. I just...
I don't think so.
I don't need Korra again.
No. No, we did not need that again.
Oh, think nothing of it. I came here to help you after all. And if sleeping will help you, which I think it will, then that's what you should do.
I think the series did continue in comic form.
Did it?
I
Oh,
think.
Cora? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think anyone heard
I don't
anything
know.
from it.
And I'm gonna be real, I don't care.
Don't worry about me. You should be thinking about yourself right now, silly. Just relax, you hear? Your super cute girlfriend is going to do her darndest to help you recover.
Why does she have the vocabulary of an old man?
I'm not going to leave until we've got that fever of yours under control and that frown turned upside down.
Right. Nagi's voice is high-pitched and it hits me like a freight train. It's relentless. I'm not sure if listening to her spiel is making me feel much better. She is an old man.
That's the twist, like that movie Orphan.
My head is still aching, though. My head is still aching, though I suppose I should appreciate how determined she is to cheer me up. I still can't really recall having a girlfriend, especially not one this devoted, but... oh, whatever. I'm sick. I must be confused like Nagi said. I shouldn't pay it too much heed. Benjamin Button, look at us. Well, hopefully Donnie vetted this and there is no sex.
I'm pretty sure we're safe. I'm pretty sure I checked.
I would hope so.
I remember checking.
I yawn.
Vaguely.
Tears begin to
Like,
beat.
if that's how we go, that's how we go.
By your hand, but something you shouldn't show or say? Yeah,
But
I can
of
see that happening.
course.
I found a review of Plus Size Elf. It's garbage, etchy, both fat phobic, and plays into
And plays into fat fetish. That's
Oh. Well, it's not the
really
the right
multitasking there, aren't they?
the write-up sounded funny, I think, when we read it the first time. Tears begin to beat in the corner of my eyes. Obediently, my eyes begin to fall shut. I feel so tired.
Yes, that's right. Get some more sleep, Ayumu. Sleep as much as you like. I'm not going to leave you. I'll always be here to take care of you. I promise.
Good night.
Who said we wanted that?
I'm not sure how long I sleep for, but when I wake up, I feel distinctly groggy. I blink, attempting to disperse the white spots that are scattered in front of my vision. The back of my head is still pounding. I still feel out of it, but regardless of how much I've slept, which might be why the sight of the girl sitting at my bedside shocks me so much. It takes me a few moments before I realize that I've been here before, or that I've seen her before. She was sitting next to me the last time I woke up. She said her name was... Nagi?
That's right. It's good to see that you're awake, Ayumu. You were out of it for ages. You really must be tired.
Oh, that answers one question I had. I was wondering how long I'd been asleep. I am pretty tired, yeah. I look at my bedside table searching for my digital alarm clock, but I can't find it. It's clearly written for people with a chubby fetish, but the narrative still treats the girls being overweight as a consequence of their bad behavior and bad TM trademark. That's funny. I was sure I had a clock there, though I don't recall using it very much, on the last few months at least. I didn't have any need for it. Did I throw it out? I don't remember doing that, though. I don't remember much of anything.
Oh?
Nagi must have noticed my expression twisting because she frowns.
Is something bothering you? You're not in any pain, are you?
Oh no, I'm fine. It's just I wanted to know what time it was, if you knew.
The time, I think it's about midday. You woke up at 9, but you've been sleeping the last 3 hours.
3 hours? That's not very much.
Well, that's like 5 hours that we're aware of.
Unease, I thought this was supposed to be a dumb dating simulator.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah, obviously.
This is clearly a perfectly normal dating simulator. Nothing out of sorts here.
Did you read that?
I did.
You've been laid very low indeed, but don't worry. I've not been hanging around doing nothing these last 3 hours. I actually made some rice porridge for you to shore up your strength.
Oh man, is she gonna feed me like the one girl did? What did she feed me? I forgot.
Maggots.
Oh yeah, she gonna feed me maggots? That'd be so sweet.
Ugh.
You did? I don't see any rice porridge.
Yeah, I've had them. I always think it's a great idea to get them, but then I eat them and they're just not that good.
I did, yeah. It's still in the kitchen. Let me warm it up for you.
Nagi rises to her feet,
There's a window right there, man. All I'm saying is it's not too late.
the hem of her skirt fluttering, and then sets off. I hear the sounds of distant clattering in the kitchen, or pots and pans, and then the shuffle of returning footsteps. Nagi is wearing indoor slippers, so her feet don't make very much noise. Her footsteps are cushioned. I guess she doesn't want to get my floor dirty. Unfortunately, the protagonist is a novelle, so they won't run away. Not that it matters. My floor is filthy, just like the rest of my room. Look up her skirt. It's not a text adventure game, Sans.
Yeah, you won't be able to hear her coming up on you.
It should be. At least, but my surroundings look tidier than I remember. My alarm clock isn't the only thing I see that's gone missing while I've been sleeping.
Ta-da! Nurse Nagi is back on the scene.
Nagi appears before me, less than 5 minutes after her departure. She's smiling brightly and she's holding a tray.
This is for you, Ayumu. Eat up.
On the tray, which Nagi is now thrusting at me, there's a
Take
bowl
it.
of warmed up rice porridge from which
Eat
steam
it.
is gently exuding, and a cup of herbal tea. Tea. The rice porridge is a milky white, and the tea is a translucent copper color. They both look nourishing and they smell pretty good too. I can't see anything wrong with this food, not at a glance at least, but
don't ever drink something that someone else gave you. This is basic.
do. There we go.
I'm wondering if this is a pick your battles moment, you know?
I'm sure it's safety. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's
But if
fine.
we want to make her angry, we have to question it.
True. Is this safe to eat?
I'm not sure if I should eat this. Still don't know who Nagi is. Not really. Always drink the
Lois.
mystery drink.
No!
She says she's my girlfriend, but I don't recognize her. For all I know, she could be a member of a cult. Could this all be a ploy to brainwash me? It could be a sex cult. You could be missing out.
Oh my god.
It's unlikely, but
I think I've seen it like in passing. You know, like while you're at the dentist or something, it's one of those things that's just kind of on when you're at places you don't want to be.
I have a very weird request.
Well, aren't you going to eat, Ayumu? You look almost as pale as the porridge.
What if it's, Pink, I thought that was going to be Sans who said that. Also, weird request. Does anyone know that song? I think it's from a Mega Man game where it goes boo doo boo 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 doo 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 doo
What, can you do that again?
doo 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 doo. It's so familiar, isn't it? But I can't place it.
I don't know.
Is that Ace Attorney? Oh shit! Whoa, there you go. For some reason I want that song to play during this. That's Maya Faye's song. Who knew? I feel like it'd be very fitting for this game. Bless you.
Good.
I think that the chipset reminded me of how it sounds in Mega Man Battle Network or something. Because they have similar sounds, I think.
Anyway.
I wonder how fair of an assessment that is. I can't see my own reflection, so I can't confirm or deny. No, but you gave me that same exact problem you were having where I couldn't remember it, where it was from, and then chat saved me. I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, though. I do feel pretty rotten. I don't know what to make of Nagi's hospitality, or Nagi herself for that matter, but perhaps I'd better I better be off going along with what she wants. I don't want to upset her. What do I even have to be suspicious of anyway?
What do you mean? What do you have to be suspicious of?
How'd I get here?
I don't know.
What do you mean? What does he mean? Hot lady, you wake up, concerned for you, cleaned your room, and it's bringing you food. Oh fuck, my headphones. There is nothing to be concerned about. Would you be concerned?
Ace, I think that is the one thing I know about Airplane.
I only know the song. Can we pretend that airplanes?
Oh, okay.
Fuck, why
Are
am
you
I?
good?
No.
Clearly.
Where's the mouse? Okay, it's here. Why is it here?
You put it there?
Am I afraid that Nagi might have sneaked a razor blade into my... What? This isn't fucking
What, it is?
Higurashi. Calm
Poison.
down.
You need to be worried about poison.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
I'm not thinking clearly.
Ayumu, don't you like porridge?
Yeah, I just watched too many episodes of Higurashi, that's all. Oh, no, it looks really good. I'm sure it'll be delicious.
Aren't you going to eat it then? It'll go cold if you keep dilly-dallying, silly.
Ace, I am not liable for your bad choices.
Oh, so true.
Right, I'll try a bit of it. Thank you, Nagi.
It's no problem, and you don't need to thank me. I am your girlfriend, after all.
See, perfectly fine. I'd be fine with this situation.
It should be a given that I'd look after you.
Here, let me
Giggle, giggle.
let me rephrase the situation for you. You wake up,
Uh-huh.
all right?
Yeah.
Bedroom.
Yeah.
The hot lady who says that she's your girlfriend and is concerned for you and cleaned up your room.
Hot lady to my taste?
Yes, she's Aubrey Plaza.
Oh my god.
Are you going to be suspicious or concerned?
If that's the way I die, that's the way I die.
See what I mean? See what I mean? I suppose it would, yeah. Hi, Cat.
What, Fiona?
I dipped my spoon into my porridge under Nagi's watchful gaze and then bring it to my lips. I blow on it, and then I put a spoon in my mouth.
So, what do you think? Is it good?
I let the porridge linger on my tongue for a few moments before swallowing. It slides down my throat easily, as expected it would. It is rice porridge, after all, and it's quite watery at that. Nagi must have made it like this on purpose, so it'd be easier for me to eat. I was very considerate of her.
I think I'm gonna keep missing your message, Sans.
I'm not too sure if I can handle any food that's too solid at the moment, given how unwell I feel. If I had to describe it in one word, I'd say it's pretty homey. Reminds me a little of my mother's cooking, actually. My mother used to make rice porridge just like this when I was young, and I was too sick to go to school. This is all rather nostalgic. It's good, yeah, thanks, Nagi.
Oh, did we lose on Eve?
We did.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
I'm glad to hear it. I know my cooking isn't the best, but I've been trying. I want to get better, all for your sake.
What do you mean? Slime Rancher 2 is out.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it out?
Actually bought it, just haven't installed it.
Oh, wait, you did?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea. I have my eyes set on a visual novel.
Now, why don't you finish it up? You've got to get a little more food in you.
Aye, Captain. I'll do my best. The third one? No. Why would they do the third one when they just released the second one?
That makes no sense.
I'd prefer nurse over captain. The latter sounds a little too nautical. But whatever floats your boat.
I finished the rest of my porridge and then washed it down with a cup of herbal tea. The tea wasn't as hot as I was fearing, and it doesn't scald my tongue. Maybe she did a midsummer.
Oh, no.
Maybe she put...
No!
Was it pubes or was it period blood?
It was period blood.
Oh, maybe she put some period blood in the porridge. Well, I guess that would show up. Maybe milk. lactation. Maybe she lactated in the porridge. It's quite soothing, in fact. I wonder what exactly is in that tea. Where did Nagi get it? Oh,
no.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's where the blood is.
Oh, no.
That's where it is. I don't recall buying any loose
Oh,
leaves.
no.
I'm not a big tea drinker. Hey, Gab, I have a mission for you should you accept it. I'm now curious. Did people in the past really put period blood in food to get a mate? I now need to know if that was accurate. I'm not a big tea drinker. Maybe she brought it over from her house?
There we go. That wasn't so hard, was it? I'm very proud of you, Ayumu.
Nagi smiles at me. Period blood? Get that Barbara Walker ass out of here. I'm just curious if that's a real thing that they did back in the day.
No way. Nah.
Well, like I said, Gab doesn't have to accept that. No, Novell, there's nothing for this. No,
There's not.
No, that's not what I asked. I was asking a historical question, which was, did people back in the day used to put period
You could probably
blood in
just Google,
food?
is the cult stuff from Midsommar real? You can probably just search it like that.
Maybe. I don't know.
If there's any, like,
Or period blood,
historical precedents.
or maybe period blood to make man love me. That might work. Look. Gab's about to say, I have my limits. Nagi smiles at me angelically after I finish eating, so I succeeded in accomplishing a truly difficult task. You'd be tempted to think, based on the way she's... The only source of period blood concoctions that I know of comes from Barbara Walker?
Barbara Walker. I don't know who that is.
I don't know. And that is a woman, and that woman is a grifter who makes up stuff.
Did she see it in Midsommar?
You'd be tempted based on the way she's carrying on. I just run a marathon, which, given how I feel right now, would be an impossibility. What is this game?
Girlfriend Simulator.
This is an itch game.
Yes, made for a game jam, it seems.
Maybe we might not get into milk outside of a bag.
Yeah, I didn't think this would be. Well, I think it's just me getting sidetracked.
The
Anyway.
porridge might have bolstered my strength. There's no way in hell I'm ready to throw my back. There's no way in hell I'm ready to throw back my covers and start working out. Well, it was easy to eat your food. You're really good at cooking.
Well, I don't know about that.
I have some period blood to spare if anyone's having relationship issues. Oh my god. Well, I mean, there's Gamer Girl bathwater. Why not take it up a level?
There are better cooks out there than me, really. All I can really do is follow recipes. I'm not particularly gifted in the kitchen, but I have been working hard to make food that's worthy of you.
Worthy of me, you say?
Yoshi, you put that thought back in your head where it came from.
Well, it came from me.
Oh no, that came from you?
Yes.
Oh no, don't say that.
Barbara Walker is an author of feminist history and mythology who has no qualifications as a researcher or historian who wrote a book called The Woman's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secrets, that it's a bunch of lies and made up stuff, but a bunch of idiots worship her.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Did you read that?
Yeah, you're a great guy, so it's a pretty tall order. But I'm not gonna give in. I'm not there quite yet, but I'm sure I'll improve.
Sans, I don't think talking about menstruation means we're hornier than you. My god. Nagi flashes me a peace sign that takes my tray from my bed. I think she means to take it to the kitchen, but instead, she sets it on my bedside table and then says,
This is the least I can do for you, really, given how hard you work. You need to eat a lot.
Sans?
You need to eat a lot of healthy, nourishing food, and you need to get a lot of rest. Do you hear me, mister? Otherwise, you won't be able to finish the latest chapter of Crimson Fantasia by next Friday.
Sans is just like, inside me there is a vampire, and not in the way you think.
Stop. I hate all of you.
Oh yeah, speaking of vampire, I get to do something cute for work.
Okay.
We're doing a Halloween thing. So I gotta find a costume to dress up as and set up a little Halloween tunnel for bring your kid to the office. Last time we made a little tunnel.
Oh, that's cute. And isn't that when you introduced some poor child to Rebecca Black's Friday?
I did!
Those poor parents. What is wrong with you?
Now, but in all seriousness, you always make it so easy to make me
Kira.
uncomfortable. Oh, thank you. That's such a nice compliment. Her book was translated in Japanese in the early 90s, and due to lack of Google and easy availability, she has her grubby fingers into a bunch of Japanese media to this day.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
I don't know what to go as. I should probably think on it.
Just, get a white sheet and be a ghost.
Maybe. Crimson Fantasia. Well, no, they said we have to go out. Like, we have to go all out. No half-assing.
Oh, damn. I don't know then.
Crimson Fantasia? Why does that name sound so familiar? I'm sure I've heard it before, but it's hard to place it. My brain feels so fuzzy.
Oh, he put a bunch of googly eyes on the sheet.
Probably not.
Damn.
Oh, fuck. There we go. I'd have thought Nagi's rice porridge would give me strength, but it's not having much of an effect. I still feel wretched.
Wretched?
No, what I could do is I could just rent a suit.
Yes, Crimson Fantasia.
And when people say, what are you dressed up as? Well, I wanted to dress like I
Dead.
was successful.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea. Fortunately, Nagi is with me, and she seems to know even more about me than I do, at the moment at least.
I want to see what's going to happen, and I'm sure all of your other fans do too. The last chapter ended on such a cliffhanger. I absolutely have to know what's going to happen to Eris. You can't kill her off.
Oh!
Not now she's finally reunited with her sister. Oh, this is
is
a
that one
misery
movie?
situation. Yeah, it's a misery situation. She's barely had a chance to talk to Harmonia yet. There's still so much left unspoken between the two of them, and Eris's fight scenes are the coolest in the whole story. I'll be really upset if she doesn't emerge from her scrap with the Arcanist alive.
All right.
I don't know how to read.
Nagi's just thrown a bunch of impenetrable sounding character names at me, but I think I'm beginning to see at long last what she means. Crimson Fantasia is a web novel I've been working on during the last 3 months. Did she get it out of the cock-a-doodie car?
Why am I checking regretful curses?
I borrowed a bit of inspiration from Sumichi Hirui's incredibly popular Elf Forest series, but Crimson Fantasia is much darker. Crimson Fantasia stars an average Japanese boy called Haru.
God. This is Sans suggestion.
No.
No?
No. I don't think anyone else will be wearing a maid dress, unfortunately. Though a series of unfortunate happenstances winds up being reincarnated in a magical world called Grimoire. Once in Grimoire, he meets the plucky young sorceress Eris, who was raised an orphan in the slums. Eris looks like your 10... What? Eris looks your 10 a penny ragged orphan. Did I read that right?
Yeah.
But she's actually a direct descendant of the royal family.
Of course.
One half of a set of twin princesses who were torn apart for unknown reasons.
You're the author. You should know what the reasons are.
I know Crimson Fantasia sounds an awful lot like Elf Forest based on the synopsis, but I'm just painting it in broad brushstrokes. It's really just my
It's
reinterpretation of
it's
the
different.
of the book.
Original Original story, do not steal.
They're actually not that alike if you look deeper into it. The nuances there are incredibly
like, for example, the hair colors are different.
Yeah, for example, Haru isn't as forgiving as Itsuki is, for one. He has quite the temper on him, something which Eris, who isn't shy or retiring, has to take him to task for. And then there's Eris herself, unlike an elf forest, Princess Luna, who is beautiful and kind, but during battles quite useless. Eris participates in fights alongside Haru as his equal. She's proficient in wielding a large number of weapons, but she prefers to use a scythe. I know what you might be thinking, that might be like from the hit show Ruby Rose, where she uses a scythe, but they're completely different. For one, my scythe doesn't use a gun, and she's not wearing a red hood. And I know scythes are pretty derivative in and of themselves, but I think they look cool, so you know what, whatever, and I think it's fine. Anyway, if Nagi knows about Crimson Fantasia, I suppose she must have read it.
Of course.
I wonder, are you a fan of Crimson Fantasia, Nagi? What the fuck are they saying?
Well, scythes are derivative, hero.
Oh, Ayumu, what sort of question is that?
In the past, people used to wear amulets with the letters M and A, indicating the great mother goddess Ma. The source she's quoting is, we found this one seal saying property of X, and due to the presence of characters M and A, we can trace it back to a certain time period. Wow, that sounds like it makes sense.
Sure, why not?
It was an earnest one. My mind is still all muddled.
I can tell. I'm starting to worry that you've forgotten everything.
I haven't forgotten about Crimson Fantasia or its fan base. You like it as well, don't you?
How can you ask that, you big dummy? I know you're trying to be modest. That's one of your most appealing traits. But you don't need to worry about that, not around me. You should know by now that I don't just like Crimson Fantasia, I love it.
Are you gonna tell me how much you love it because it's not like the Little Elf Kingdom or whatever the fuck? Oh yeah?
Yes, I'm its #1 fan, and that's saying something given it's become so popular. I was there first, however, before it became so big. I was leaving you supportive comments right from the very beginning on your blog. That's how we ended up meeting, remember? That day you emailed me, asking me out for a coffee. That was the most precious day of my life. I was so excited, I thought my heart would burst. Like, for real. I felt like I was meeting a celebrity. And in a way, I guess you are. You're quite the big shot.
Huh. This sounds plausible, but I have a few doubts. Is Crimson Fantasia really that successful?
Yes, it's very popular.
Of course, it's much better than the elf story. Without a doubt.
Nah, his story sounds like shit. Of course it's not popular. Well, then again.
Which one do you want to choose?
Only in his dreams.
No matter what Nagi
I want
says,
this dude to have a nervous breakdown
I don't
ASAP.
think Crimson Fantasia has ever been very popular. I've sunk endless hours into that story, but I don't think it ever caught on. A few kind people commented on the story in the beginning, saying it seemed promising, but even these regulars dropped off the past the 10th chapter or so. I adored my story, but
Hi, Fiona.
I adored my story, but the public at large didn't seem to care very much about it, if at all. It was much harder to get any meaningful attention than even a cynic like myself had imagined.
Okay, come here.
I was a nobody, really. But she, at least, was there for me. She commented on every single new chapter of mine, even when I surpassed the 50-chapter barrier. This man's trying to write
50?
One Piece. What did you miss? More period blood.
Apparently, he's the author of a supposedly. Oh no, my headphones.
Oh,
Hi, Fiona. Oh my
I did
goodness.
miss it.
You
Would you like to continue your sentence?
Sorry, I'm hugging my cat. Anyway, he's the author of a light novel series. It's very, very popular, but no, it isn't.
And it's not like the other light novel series that he was
Yeah.
referencing. They're actually quite different.
It's not a ripoff, for sure.
Walker's book in the past used to wear amulets with No, I read that. Another gem from Walker's book. The mother of the Greek god Hermes is Maya, and the mother of the Buddha is Maya. Therefore, Hermes and Buddha are one and the same. What? You are not going to learn.
I know.
Her fang is as small as her claw.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Her screen name was Nagiko. I remember it well because I always look forward to her feedback. Her comments were detailed, well-considered, and earnest. She asked me a lot of questions about Crimson Fantasia's world setting, the characters, philosophies, and their developing relationships. I thought her enthusiasm was pretty cute. Well, I say she, but I never actually knew Nagiko's gender.
Does it have to be published to be a light novel?
No. I just assumed she was a girl based on her screen name. I can't remember sharing any private emails with Nagiko, and I certainly can't remember meeting her in public. But if the smiling girl sitting at my sick bedside is anybody, it makes sense that it would be Nagiko. Did I pluck up the courage to email her after all? If so, that's pretty impressive. Go me. I'm not as socially awkward as I thought. So if you're Nagiko, I can feel my thoughts whirring inside my head like clockwork.
Does it?
Piecing this together is quite a struggle. That must mean you really are my girlfriend then.
Yes, that's right. What else would I be, silly Ayumu? I'm your girlfriend, and I love you lots and lots. I love you so much, in fact, I'm gonna do my best to nurse you back into tip-top fashion. Or my name isn't Nagi, and it looks like you could use it too. Now, let's see how your temperature's doing.
Nagi leans in and presses her forehead against mine. Her lips are very close to my own, to such a degree I can't help but think about kissing her.
I don't think so. I mean, because like a novella wouldn't be implying it's published. I don't think.
Nagi peers into my eyes curiously. Our faces press perilously close, while I, not knowing what else to do, sit there feeling like a stone statue. I was hot already thanks to my fever, but I feel even hotter now. My palms are starting to sweat. I can feel Nagi's breath against my cheek. It's very soft, and though I know I'm being silly, it feels quantifiably different to my own humdrum, everyday breathing somehow. Something about Nagi's irrefutable femaleness is amping this interaction up to 11. You did check this, right?
Yeah?
Okay. Why am I shaking so much? Her forehead is like ice against mine.
Email this.
I might as well be pressing myself against the window pane in the winter. Doesn't blood run through Nagi's veins? She looks so perfect, I wouldn't be wholly unsurprised. She's so pretty, she might as well be made of plastic.
You do feel pretty warm, yeah. I guess there's nothing else for it. You'll have to go back to bed, mister.
Is that an order?
It was more of a request, really. I can order you around, however, if you're into that.
I mean, no!
Oh my god.
Should Nurse Nagi tell you to lie back down on the double?
No, please don't. I hate it. You could, yeah. What if I refuse, though?
Whoa.
Then I'll have to give you an injection. That's what naughty boys who don't listen to their nurses deserve. You don't want me to hurt you, do you?
Hurt me never.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I know Nagi's joking, but the casual and, to be quite honest, sensual way she talks about hurting me makes me flinch. Fuck, I'm Ricky, my man. I'm right there with you. It brings back memories. I remember. But no, that was just a bad dream. I like bad dreams. I do want to think about it, but I also don't. Perhaps I would be better off sleeping after all.
Yeah, you would know, Gab.
I think we should be, maybe we should stay awake a little bit longer, you know?
I think so.
No, it's all right. I've already slept a lot. I just think I'm ready to snatch 40. I don't think I'm ready to snatch 40 winks just yet.
Are you sure? You'll never be able to shake this sickness if you don't get enough rest.
Bitch, I'd rather be on the yandere side, not the victims.
I'm worried about you.
Nagi's eyes bore into mine. They look very large, almost all-encompassing in a way, and I swallow. I could get lost in those eyes if I let myself. I don't want to let my self-appointed nurse down, but... No, it's fine. I appreciate your worry, but I'm a grown man. I can look after myself, more or less.
You say that, but I know better.
I beg your pardon. Now that was an unexpectedly harsh tone. Still kind of hot, if we're being honest. Does Nagi have some dirt on me or something?
You heard what I said. You say you can look after yourself, but who's the one who let his shower get all grotty, huh? Who's the one who left that huge box of potatoes your parents shipped from the countryside, it's a long sentence, under your bed for months and months until they started sprouting feelers? Who's the one who never cooks, and on the rare occasion he tries, he pills his fingers or gets eggshell in his omelets, huh? Who could that be, Ayumu? I sure have no idea.
Well, shit.
You got me there.
She went from Dami to Mommy. This is less hot. I didn't know Nagi's face could do that. Do check May Heaven. Oh, she's getting angry, like, actually. What's in May Heaven?
Let's see. Let's investigate.
This is a sign of things to come. What is it?
I don't know. I'm not gonna push play on a video though.
She doesn't look very cute now in the midst of chewing me out. It's like a Dami mommy, but less hot. No, well, that's called someone done with your shit. Cuckoo. But maybe I deserve it? I am a disaster of a human after all. You know, same.
Oh, the gift cure busted. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nagi. I know I'm pretty awful at looking after myself.
No, you don't say.
And I'm glad that I have you around to clean up after me. Really, I am. I appreciate everything you've done for me. You're too good to me.
What, really? Do you remember everything now, Ayumu?
Not entirely, no. I remember the way my apartment used to look, though, which was something of a squalid hellhole, and that's being rude to squalid hellholes. Hellholes. If Nagi's the one who painstakingly swept my floor clean of empty soda bottles, junk food wrappers, and worn clothes, then she's even better than a girlfriend.
She's like a mom.
She must be wife material. Or a goddess. I remember that you've done a lot for me, yeah. And you're always putting me first, which is very sweet of you. You don't have to worry about me right now, though. I'm running a bit of a fever, but it's not that serious. I'm not about to die. You don't need to keep me in bed around the clock.
So you say. But I'm
Jesus.
afraid if I don't keep a close eye on you, you'll start pushing yourself too hard. That's why you need to rest.
I'll be fine. Simply being with you is restful enough. Nagi stammers, then blushes. I didn't think that corny line would actually work on her, so I'm pretty surprised. Corny lines are the best.
No?
What do you mean? They're fun! No, I've written much more romantic lines in the past than Crimson Fantasia, and the quieter, more serious scenes exchanged between Haru and Eris. Thank you, Yoshi. My man! I don't have much experience with relationships, at least until I met Nagi, so working on those scenes always took me a while. It was like pulling teeth, only it was even more excruciating. I can't think of anything worse than making a clueless virgin write romance scenes. And then they put their crotch areas together and rhythmically moved repeatedly. And then they did the sex end scene.
Are you sure about that, Ayumu?
Actually, we watched on our vacation. I forget It was the one that I picked.
I don't want to talk about that one.
Okay. All I will say is
You went through so much trouble to watch it.
I will just say this old Japanese film, kind of risque, had some sex scenes in it. Fake, obviously, but damn,
very obviously.
Damn, do
like,
I now appreciate good fake sex scenes? I didn't know how much work went into making it look like two people are actually doing the thing until I watched that movie.
I haven't, no.
Have you made Novell watch Ichi the Killer yet? No.
I should, but I know he's going to be very unhappy about it. It's the exact same reason I still haven't had him watch Strange Circus. To be fair, Strange Circus is like a different level of fucked up that I just won't... I won't make someone go through that unless they want to.
What was the name of the movie? The one that we watched was Night of the Dead Body? What was it?
Night of the Model something.
Night of the Body Models something. I don't know. There was a weird thing where a guy fucked a prosthetic hand. That was about it.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, the best part though. The best part about it. Oh god, Visitor Q. Oh no.
What was the best part?
Is because it was a VHS transfer, you could see the parts where people rewound the most to watch it again.
And it was just the scene with a lady laying on the bed and blood pouring on her. Just like, oh, that part got rewound a lot, huh? I'm quite sure. I'm getting tired of staying in bed, actually. It's starting to make me feel a little bit insane. So why don't you... What's the name of the fake porn? It's not a fake porn. It's just...
No, it's part of a very specific type of Japanese film. They tend to be called a pink film. Mm-hmm. And they are technically softcore porn, except they're kind of known for being really gruesome and bloody and weird. Like,
which I guess it was.
A lot, like, yeah, stuff like that.
I mean, fucking a prosthetic hand. Your dad's prosthetic hand, actually. Let me remind that. A me film? You're talking about the work needed for shooting a sex scene. I thought you were talking about Perfect Blue. No, just the movie we watched. I never knew how much work went into making a convincing fake sex scene.
Let me see if I can find the name of the movie. What is it called?
A Knight's Body Model? I should have it, like, downloaded still. The answer to that question... Because it's impossible to find. Really.
Yeah.
It is called...
Ooh, a fucked up visual novel? I love those!
I'll just search it on Opera. A Knight's Body Model 1996.
Oh yeah, that is the year.
Yeah, Night of a Body's Model 1996.
Yeah.
Or Jintai Moke no Yiru, 1996.
Yep, it has a 6.5 out of 10.
On Letterboxd, it has a fucking 3.4.
Because 129 people have seen it.
Did I hear Moge? You did. Anyway, so why don't you help me out? Thanks. How did you even find out about that movie, Novell? Donnie was asleep at the Airbnb, and I was in the mood. I couldn't sleep. I was in the mood to watch... Let me fix that sentence. Donnie was asleep at the Airbnb, and I could not sleep. And I decided I want to watch some Japanese movies or something because I was watching Kakegurui, and I was like, let me check out the live action version of this, and it wasn't that entertaining. So I was like, I'll just find some random live action Japanese movie. To which I went on Letterboxd and looked at people's Japanese movie lists, and I found the director of that movie. I want to talk about the person whose Letterboxd had his filmography. Yes, really weird shit. But then I just saw the picture of a Night of Bodies model, and I was like, oh, this kind of looks cool, and it's kind of old, and there we go. And I found it. Very hard to find. Very hard. It's so hard I cannot tell you the site name on stream because I don't want to do that. If you search Hard enough, you'll find it. Gab would probably be the only one to find it.
See, I don't think that Novell explicitly knew that that's what the movie was gonna be like.
I didn't.
Because he doesn't really know what that particular era of film is like, or that particular film movement. I've seen quite a few movies like that myself, but
like the synopsis,
they're cool.
I'll read to you real fast. Takashi moves into a new apartment after a divorce, and as she tries to settle in, finds that she's having strange and violent dreams, and weird things keep happening in her apartment. Her neighbor likes to listen to her through the wall and becomes increasingly sensitive to her thoughts and feelings. A scientist's father and son also live in the building, and the son has an obsession with prosthetic body parts. That's it, and the poster looks cool.
That's a good write-up.
And I was like, okay, yeah.
The one thing it doesn't mention is the really cool concept that the main protagonist lady, she can like smell death, right?
Yes, she can smell death, or just anything wrong with you.
Yeah. Well, she can smell if you're gonna die, pretty much.
Correct.
And one of the other ones is, dude, he can hear a bunch of stuff too.
Yes.
It's actually a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Very weird.
Don't look at any of his other movies.
No?
Especially not the one called
Naked Blood.
Especially not the one called Horsewoman Dog. Don't look at that one. I did not watch that one. I read the synopsis and I nope the fuck out. Do not look up horse. What don't you don't want to know?
Don't do that. You don't.
I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I can't read the synopsis of Horsewoman Dog, but if you want to yourself, go on Letterboxd and type in Horsewoman Dog and decide for yourself.
Infected with a parasite commonly known as the brain-eating amoeba, you have 10 days left before your death. One of the symptoms is hallucinations, and through that, he starts to talk and confess his love to you. Will you be able to convince the parasite to leave your body before it's too late? Or will his love consume you until death do us part? Oh, that sounds cool.
Novell, can you rig a chess game with no? I'm not reading the rest of that. More like Horsewoman base, Ricky. No, don't. If you read the synopsis for Horsewoman Dog.
Wait, what is it? I want to read it.
You want me to read it out loud and make it fluffy?
No. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Apparently it's only 60 minutes, but I don't want to know what that 60 minutes is like.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's what the fuck. Yeah, it's what the fuck.
Do it one more time, Fusion. I was busy reading about woman, horse, dog.
Horsewoman Dog? No, we're not doing a watch party for that. Horsewoman Dog would be worse than Queen's Blade. I should probably read. So why don't you let me help out? You took time making that rice porridge for me, so I might as well do the washing up. Wouldn't that be fair? Functionality-wise, I need to figure out what I want you to actually draw before I get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I hate washing up and household chores in general, but it seems important that I volunteer my services to Nagi. Listen, if you want to go on Letterboxd and watch Horsewoman Dog, that's your business. For legal reasons, I am not recommending that movie to you.
Anyone.
I'm just saying that I found that movie while finding other movies on Letterboxd. It's very concerning. I don't want her to think I'm a complete waste of space. Nagi, however, doesn't seem to be too impressed by my suggestion. She doesn't thank me. Instead, she tuts.
Tut.
Don't be silly. You're much, much too tired to wash the dishes.
I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. I can handle a few chores.
You might be able to handle it, but that doesn't mean you should. You ought to leave everything to me.
Good night, Kiro. Yes, it is not Elf Forest. It is not.
That's why I came here, dummy. I did it to look after you so you can recuperate as much as you want. You really should be sleeping.
You know, I feel like RC would watch Horsewoman Dog. You think he would? I think he would.
But if If you're really not tired, maybe you can sit in the kitchen with me while I do the washing up. We can talk if you want. You can tell me about the latest plot developments you have in mind for Crimson Fantasia. That would be fun.
It's not a bad idea, I guess. Sure beats staying in bed all day languishing. Are you sure you want to hear about the next chapter, though? You don't want me to spoil it, do you?
I don't mind. You always bounce plot
Ideals?
ideas around with me. It's nothing new.
Do I? Indeed?
Indeed.
Can't say I recall that. Then again, I don't recall much of anything. I shouldn't question it. Alright, let's do that.
Yay! Let me get started on the dishes then. You can come with, Ayumu.
Bro, what the fuck? The director of Horse, Woman, and Dog also directed a movie called Lolita Vibrator Torture.
Oh my god.
I only saw Night Body. It's the only one.
On a similar note, there's also the movies, the Slaughtered Vomit Dolls series, directed by a dude who goes by Lucifer Valentine.
Lamau.
Oh, those are, yep, movies. They sure are.
Did you read that?
Yes.
I'm really bummed to see how Eris is going to get out of this one.
Nagi helps me out of bed with all the consideration you might show an elderly grandparent. Her right arm snakes around my waist and her chest pressed against my side. She's close enough to me that I can feel her hair on my cheek.
You also got Harmony Korine's Garbage Humpers. That's a movie that is just VHS shots of some people in old person masks going around, and as it says in the title, humping garbage.
Outside of that,
That's the movie.
Outside of those movies I named, Letterboxd was actually a really cool site because
I love Letterboxd. I've completely done away with IMDb in favor of Letterboxd. I like the interface.
I could just look up like the directors and find movies off
really
of them.
useful. Mm-hmm.
So outside of that one, I ended up watching what was it?
It also has this really handy thing if you actually have an account and you watch and log all the movies you watch. If you go into like a director or a list of any movies, you can scroll to the bottom and it'll tell you what percentage of them you've watched. It's very cool.
I watched Lessons of Evil, which was pretty okay. And then there was like a Squid Game.
That was a Takashi Miike one, wasn't it?
Yes. And then there's another one. It was As God's Will. I can only describe that as Danganronpa meets Squid Game.
Yeah.
Very, very silly.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Stupid.
Danganronpa.
We should finish it.
Danganronpa meets Squid Game meets Death Note.
Yeah, yeah.
The Death Note part is the MC. I let Nagi lead me to the kitchen, although in actuality, I don't think I'm so very sick that I actually need her help. Her thoughtfulness is appreciated, though. She's being very gentle. Nagi settles me down at the table, then turns to the sink.
Ricky, I'm saying this again. You need to watch Why Don't You Play in Hell? You need to. You need to.
These backgrounds remind me of
yeah, they do.
Lila. She turns on the tap deftly in a way that's just familiarity with my kitchen and sets to work. The water cascades against the basin of the sink in a regular manner, like rainwater down a gutter.
Humming sounds.
Nagi begins to hum to herself as she washes up. It's a light, lilting sort of hum, something distinctly melodic. All the while, the pots in the sink begin to fill with water.
Of course it would be melodic, but she's not fucking beatboxing in there.
I just like to imagine she's humming the Doki Doki. I watch captivated as the water bursts its banks. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Then spills over the sides of the pot.
I'd recommend all of them. Love Exposure. It's like 1,000,000 hours long. The director's cut is like 6 hours, I think. There's Forest of Love. You could watch that one. The Hair Extensions one.
Confessions is a good one. That's not by him. It's just a good movie.
No, Tetsuya Nakashima, I believe. It's just an incredible film.
Holy fuck! Ha 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 ha! What are you gonna?
Oh, I don't think I need to hum again.
We're gonna Doki hum.
You did it. You did a great job.
No, your turn.
No,
Doki hum.
No.
Doki hum.
We're good.
Wow,
We're
you're
good.
rude.
I am.
Nagi continues her work like this for a brief while, unimpeded before she speaks up.
So, Ayumu,
Nagi glances at me from over her shoulder, still smiling.
what's going to happen in the next chapter of Crimson Fantasia? Inquiring minds are simply desperate to know. Eris was in a pretty tricky spot when Chapter 63 left off. Things were looking kinda dicey. I can't see how she's going to fight her way out of this, not when Haru's been detained. There's no way you can kill her off, though. She's much too important.
I wasn't planning to kill Eris, no. She's a central part of the story. Without her, Haru would be totally lost. He relies on her a lot, just like she relies on him. They're pretty codependent.
Well, I knew that much. Their relationship is pretty cute, really, even if Eris is too proud to say that she likes him. That's another reason why she can't die here. I won't accept it. She has to at least confess to Haru first. Otherwise, all that work you put into establishing their relationship would have been for nothing.
Of course, I consider that too. I don't want the conclusion of Haru's and Eris's romance arc to be unsatisfying.
Only cowards don't kill their characters permanently.
Rebecca!
God.
I still have plans for Eris. Her story isn't even nearly over yet.
I'm glad to hear it, but how's she gonna escape then? She won't get a last-minute power-up, will she?
No, I don't think. That'd be a bit too cliche. I know how to actually say it. Just so you know. I was thinking
you?
Cliche.
Are you sure that's right?
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking of having Harmonia rescue her, actually.
Oh, that'd be a great way to reestablish their relationship. I know Harmonia's wanted to get to know her sister better, but she's never really had the chance. She's too busy with all that princessy stuff, and anyway, Eris is so aloof. Eris has to learn to set their differences aside, though. I don't think she'll ever be happy otherwise.
I agree with you there, yeah. I want to give Eris and Harmonia a chance to make up with one another properly, and having Harmonia save Eris from a life or death situation seemed the best way to go about it. Harmonia would probably feel obliged to act in any case, given Eris is her twin sister. She feels guilty ever since Eris was cast out of the palace because of that silly prophecy. She wanted to help her sister for years, but I'm having some doubts about this story beat.
You are?
Yeah, it seems a bit derivative, I guess. I know there's a similar scene in Astra and Cornelia in the Elf Forest, and while I really don't want to be compared to that because, you know, I'm my own unique writer. Anyway, Harmonia is a princess and her parents are very overprotective. They never let her leave the castle. She was only able to sneak out because she was disguised, but her guards captured her and brought her back. Now her parents know about her old escape route. It'd be even harder for her to get away. I'm not sure if Harmonia would be able to escape the confines of her chamber to see her sister. And, even if she did, would she really be able to start the Arcanines? Harmonia knows a bit of magic, but she's nowhere near as strong as Eris. In a battle, she'd probably be a hindrance.
Maybe, in a normal fight. She'd be standing up for her own sister, though. I think that'd give her a boost.
Pokemon? Yes. I guess. It doesn't really solve the initial problem, however, of getting her to fight in the first place.
Oh, it's fine. I'm sure you'll be able to figure something out, Ayumu. You're a genius, after all.
I think genius is overselling me a little bit.
And I don't think it's selling you enough. You've written a lot of Crimson Fantasia, and in such a short space of time, too. And I think it's all super impressive. The characters are all so lifelike. They feel like real people, especially Haru and Eris. They have so much depth. They have so many hopes and dreams.
Must we stay so long on this book?
That's what I'm saying.
Do I
Just like,
need to actually read Crimson Fantasia?
Right.
And the fight scenes are really cool, too.
You said that before.
They're so cool. Did you know the fight scenes are so cool? If anybody can think of a satisfying conclusion to this arc, I'm sure you can. I mean, obviously you can. You're the one who invented this whole universe.
I guess. My reply when it comes out is non-committal. I appreciate Nagi's support, but... Would Nagiko really say all that?
Would she? Would she?
That would piss her off. +6 on ease. Nagiko used to praise Crimson Fantasia a lot, but her praise wasn't wholly devoid of constructive criticism. She'd always tell me certain story elements. Didn't she do that? No, she was like,
She
don't.
did just do that.
She didn't do a. She said, don't do a last minute power up and don't end their relationship without having them, say they love each other first, because that would suck. She complimented my work on characters just like Nagi did, but she thought the drama I introduced in chapter 34 with Eris's long-lost sister Harmonia was sloppily executed. In fact, I don't think Nagiko ever much liked the inclusion of Harmonia in Crimson Fantasia. She said Eris's relationship with her sister took too much attention from her budding romance with Haru as much as Nagiko liked Crimson Fantasia. She never called me a genius either, not like Nagi just did. I'm certain of that much at least. But am I imagining that? Yeah, my head is starting to hurt again. I don't know what to think, but I do know despite my misgivings that something isn't quite right about this. Nagi's smile looks all of a sudden disconcertingly inorganic. The air about me begins to hum, as though full of 1,000 languidly buzzing insects. Reality seems to shift, to warp, and then...
Man, she ain't built for that angle.
No.
Ayumu?
Nagi looks at me, her brow creased with concern. She's still standing by the sink, and in one hand
she's got a knife.
Holding a quite sharp and hefty knife.
It took me a second to realize that's what she was holding, and she's got a knife.
She must have been in the middle of cleaning it because the silvery blade and the knife. Silvery blade of the knife is damp with water. A few clear crystalline droplets of water roll down the shaft of the knife, then pool at the junction where the blade meets the handle. Nagi's fingers are wet, and so is the front of her blouse. I watch as round pearl-like droplets roll out the knife and then fall through the air. It's almost hypnotic. I find myself staring at the sharp blade of Nagi's knife and the water that's trickling down it until my head begins to ache. A dull buzzing sound fills my skull. I feel like I'm on the brink of remembering something, but...
Ayumu?
Looking worried now, Nagi casts the knife into the sink, where it lands with a dull metallic clatter and rushes over to me. She rests her hands on either side of my chair, effectively fencing me in, and leads toward me, her damp chest inches away from my own.
Whoa.
Ayumu, are you alright?
I look at Nagi dazedly. Her face is inches away from my own. Her eyes are really huge. Why does she look like an anime girl? All of a sudden, everything feels like too much. The walls of my kitchen are cramped, claustrophobic. It feels like they're closing in on me. I can't breathe. I close my eyes, squeezing them shut in an attempt to steady myself. I inhale slowly, then exhale. I can smell mold and mildew. I can smell decomposing food, unwashed clothes, and the stench of dirty skin. I can smell copper, rust, and blood. My eyes are beating inside my skull in tandem with my heart. My stomach churns. I feel like I'm going to vomit.
Ayumu?
But then, the moment passes. My eyelids flicker open, and once again my eyes meet Nagi. They're so full of concern, practically pregnant with it, that I feel guilty for worrying her. Practically pregnant.
They're pregnant with concern.
Some boyfriend I
hate
am.
it when people use that word like that.
Dear Lord. You were gone for so long. I was practically
man sitting there with his thesaurus like, I need another word. I've used too many words. I can't repeat a single word. If I do, I'm a bad writer.
You were gone so long that I was practically pregnant with worry. Actually, hold on. There was a cool thing. Not
He's
DoorDash.
pregnant. I mean, wait.
Daily Dose of Internet showed me a cool thing today.
Okay.
And that cool thing is not how foot cheese is made.
What?
That's just the title. I'm reading it. Finding out how foot cheese is made. That's the title. What was it? Daily Dose of Internet, help me.
This is your Daily Dose of Internet.
Help me, Daily Dose of Internet.
When he opened his front door and found a bag.
Shut up. As well. Ah, there it is. The name of the website is
Yeah. Sans Purgante.
Pregananant.
I found a really cool website that can help you replace the word very with a more eloquent word.
What's the website name though? It's losethevery.com.
Lose the very?
Losethevery.com. Did that work? Yeah, so if you do something like very plus pregnant. Apparently there's not a word for that.
Damn, really?
Very concerned. Very plus concerned equals exercised.
What?
I don't know. So you could say I was exercised?
You
Ver-
exercised like caution? Or...
Yeah. So what's very plus bored? So instead of writing very bored, you could say I was okay. How about
yet added.
very cold.
This is not very useful.
You could say I was frigid.
Oh, okay.
And instead of very clean, you could say immaculate. And attractive could be bewitching. And odd could be distinctive. See, it's very cool is unflappable.
Well, saying something is odd versus what was the word it used?
Distinctive. Oh wait, you can get multiple words.
Distinctive is
You can get peculiar, incomparable.
not distinctive and odd are kind of different. They don't have the same feeling.
Anyway, if anyone wants to use this website, here you go. It's in the chat. I'm sorry. I just felt a little lightheaded, that's all. But I'm fine now. You don't need to worry about me.
Well, of course I'm going to worry about you. I care about you. I know you want to act tough and all, but you don't need to put on a front around me. I can see right through you. You're feeling sick again, aren't you?
Maybe a little. This is actually a godlike website.
I knew it.
Nagi sighs.
You guys are all the same, I swear. You're all so boneheaded.
Why the fuck is very already not added yet? Shit website. Man, that did a 180 very fast. Excuse me?
I'm sorry?
I booted up Splatoon to organize my gear and I saw a post. If Mary wasn't a squid, I would slobber all over them But they're kind of human though. I don't get
Why
it.
is being a squid stopping them?
They still have regular toes.
Like, if you're already slobbering on toes, who cares if it's a squid?
You like to act tough, even when you're unwell. Until it all gets too much and you can't keep pretending.
Oh, I don't do that. I let you know that I'm feeling bad. I am having a bad time.
By that point, however, it's already too late.
I am literally dying.
You're awful at asking for help.
I ask for help so much. Donnie's just
Sure
like,
do.
I can't help. What do you want? And I'm just like, help. Help what? I found a better way to say I'm very aroused. I'm very.
Now, let's get you settled in again beneath your sheets. I'll not have you overexerting yourself, not on my watch.
I'm actually feeling a little better since that strange experience I had, but I doubt anything good will come from telling Nagi about this. I don't think she'll listen to me. She looks too annoyed. For such a slender girl who isn't particularly tall, she's surprisingly stern. Alright, you know best. I wouldn't want to make my nurse worry, so I'll try to take better care of myself.
See to it that you do. I can help. There's only so much I can do.
It's with that stern rebuke that Nagi helps me to my feet. She guides me back to my bedroom, her left arm wound about my waist to steady me. I let her walk to my bedside and I let her sit me down. She pulls back my covers in one deft, smooth movement, a bit like a magician, and obediently, I lie on my back.
There, that's much better. You should be safe now, Ayumu, so don't fret. I'm going to keep a really close eye on you, see?
Fusion, did you send Yoshi squid toes? That's the only thing I can infer from that interaction. Sorry, Yoshi. What? You'll see. God damn it. I'm not actually sorry. I read something about... Our chat is cursed, you know that?
It really is. Check the quote channel. Oh boy.
Fusion, can I see it?
I see.
LOL.
I'm not going to let anybody hurt you, not while I'm around. Not even you.
Nagi giggles to herself and then bends her long hair cascading over her slender shoulders. It looks like she's reaching for something, but what? I watch on, my interest piqued. There isn't much else to watch in my small bedroom, which has been scoured clean, as Nagi retrieves a mysterious object from the ground.
Mysterious.
It's woolen, whatever it is, and comprised of numerous pastels, baby blue and pale pinks. Its shape is strange and indeterminable, immutable almost, and I can't quite place what it's supposed to be. Please don't be a very large D.
What?
You vetted this game, right?
Yeah?
In Nagi's fingers, she's holding a pair of spiked implements, which, if their ends weren't so blunt, might be a good way to torture somebody. I wonder what they could be. Hey, Nagi, what is that?
Oh, this? I just thought I'd do some knitting. You know, it's one of my hobbies. Silly.
Do I know that? I'm not sure, but I probably should.
I hope this isn't bothering you, Ayumu.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't mind. Please feel free.
That's what I like to hear. I'll do some knitting then, while you lie down. Do you want to have a nap?
Not just yet. I'm not tired.
Are you sure? You look a little drowsy to me, but if you're not ready to nod off just yet, I suppose I can turn the TV on. I don't know what's airing right now, but that should be more interesting than staring at the walls or watching me knit.
I think watching Nagi knit is pretty interesting myself. She's awfully dexterous with her fingers. Fingers with our... I think they meant which. Fingers
Yes.
which are long and slender.
Yeah, are her fingers long and slender? I'm not sure you've mentioned it before, Ayumu.
Almost like needles themselves. A shiver runs up my spine, and, unnerved, I glance away from Nagi. It's not like Nagi's fingers are much different from my own, even if her skin is paler, but they don't look quite right. They remind me of a doll's.
Gasp.
Do they have too many joints? Wow, she can be double jointed. Yeah. That's ridiculous, though. Shirley?
Ayumu, is something wrong?
Oh no, I'm fine. Let's see what's on TV, shall we? You know what would be one way to easily drop her suspicion? Give me a kiss. That's it.
What?
Feed the yandere what she wants. I was just shy because I wanted a kiss. He. Don't hurt me. It would frickin' work though, he's right.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Nagi retrieves the remote from my bedside table and then switches to TV. No, but let's off topic, but can you guess how much money I have in Sploon? Much more than me. I think I literally have $300. My TV is an old boxy set, more than a dozen years out of date, and the pictures flicker quite a
Yes.
lot. 90,000.
Damn. Is that a lot?
A fair amount. Never really bothered watching it myself because the shaking picture made me feel seasick. Oh, I was close. I think I can endure that right now. I feel so sick already. I doubt this old TV will be able to make things much worse. Only 300? Well, I bought some clothes. I actually ordered some clothes. Top Golf is?
I don't.
I don't think so. It sounds familiar, so maybe I've heard it before, but I just don't know what it is. I doubt this old TV will be able to make things much worse. Nagi flips through the channels idly, past the news, which she deems to be too depressing, and some documentary about lions on the Serengeti, which she says is too violent until she settles on some kids' cartoons. It seems to be a magical girl show based on the designs of the characters. The main cast is comprised of elementary school-age girls with wide and big, bright hairs that remind me of plasticine, that remind me of Nagi. It's fairly cute, I guess. It's inoffensive, a bit like Nagi's homemade rice porridge. I'm not really into that kiddie stuff like this, but I can deal. Fuck you, Sailor Moon's good.
Fuck you, Ayumu.
Is this alright, Ayumu?
It's fine, I guess. I'm in a baby
I'm not a
show.
Yeah, it's a baby show.
Should be able to distract from my sickness, if nothing else. I wish the screen wasn't flickering so much, though. It's Precure. They're talking about Precure. I know, it's from another server.
Good. Let's leave this on then. I'm pretty fond of this series, actually.
You are?
Yeah, who doesn't love magical girls? I was really into this stuff when I was a kid. I wanted to be a magical warrior myself one day. I wanted to save the whole world with the power of love. I even wrote that on my career survey back in first grade. I think my teacher was a bit bemused, but what did they expect? That's what all little girls wanted to be.
So how did it go? Were you able to make your dream come true?
Well, none of my wishes on shooting stars have come true just yet. I still haven't met my own fairy, and I haven't been given a transformation item.
Speaking of Precure, Heart, Catch, Princess, and Healing Good are the good ones.
I did figure, however, that I don't need to save the whole world. That'd be quite an undertaking. My love might be boundless, but my energy isn't. I can't be everywhere at once. Click, click, click.
Goes Nagi's knitting needles.
But I can be by your side. That's all I want, really.
Then you're gonna be my magical girl.
Well, why not? It sounds like a worthy challenge, especially since you're so bad at looking after yourself.
Oh, I bet you're gonna transform. Right now, then, aren't you? Hey, was that really necessary?
All's fair in love and war, Ayumu. And anyway, you know I'm right. You were in a really bad state before you met me. I worry that what might have happened to you if we'd not started dating. Clack, clack, clack. But we don't need to worry about that because I am here. I'll always be here. That's what magical girls do.
Thought you were my nurse, though?
There's nothing stopping me from being a magical nurse.
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. How did the buttons start flashing and beeping? What, this? I don't know. I guess not. No, I wonder what it would look like.
Me too. I might have to sketch an idea up.
I thought it was short.
Yeah, I thought it would be pretty short too.
I know we've been dicking around, but like...
A little bit of both, I think.
It's a little bit of both.
I thought it was made for a fucking game jam. Those are usually like what?
An
like
hour?
20 minutes? Yeah, an hour, maybe?
You can draw?
You know I can draw, silly. Who do you think sent you all that fan art of Eris?
Good point. I can remember that at least, the art that Nagiko sent me, of her renditions of Crimson Fantasia's main characters, who I'm now going to explain in great detail. It made me quite the impression. Nobody else had ever drawn me art of my own characters, not before nor after. I was so elated when I received those drawings, I couldn't stop smiling. I was on cloud 9 for the whole day. If anybody had seen me, they probably would have thought that I looked creepy. Maybe I did. I didn't care though. That was the first time I had ever felt so happy. A warm feeling floods my stomach once more as contented I look back at the television set. This episode looks like to be an important one. The main magical girl, whose name is, of all things, Pumpkin, is facing off against what I assume is the final boss. Is this the season finale? What an episode for me to start on. Pumpkin stares up at her rival, and with narrowed eyes, she says,
I can't let this stand. I have to save. I won't give up her dreams.
The colors of the screen are a little distorted, and so is Pumpkin's voice, but I think I understand what is going on more or less. I continue to watch the show, and Nagi continues to knit. Every time the regular I don't know what happened. The regular clack 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 of her needles acts as a backdrop.
That's evil.
They need to learn. That is hilarious. It's quite a soothing sound. It merges with the sounds of my own breathing, the irregular static of the television. You should be meaner and just turn the volume up all the way.
Oh, that's way worse. Evil.
Then you'll know which room is doing it too. It's quite a soothing sound. It merges with the sounds of my own breathing, the irregular static of the television set. My eyelids begin to droop. I think I must have begun, at some point, to drift off. But I'm swiftly snapped back to reality, into consciousness by a series of harsh electronic beeps. That sounds familiar. Is that my phone? Somebody must be trying to call me. I clean forgot, when I was looking for a clock earlier, about my phone. Its existence had slipped my mind. There's only pause, stop, play, or skip. Oh, you should just skip then. Whatever they're watching, just next.
Oh, that's horrible.
Now I can hear my phone ringing. However, now that I feel it's vibrating against my upper thigh, I'm surprised it could have evaded my attention for so long. Why didn't I think to check it earlier? You know what you should do? You could probably like cast to it on your phone, do a screen mirror, and then just screen mirror whatever you want. I reach into my pocket. My fingers curl about my phone, but before I can retrieve it, Nagi looks at me and says,
Ignore that.
Huh? I look at Nagi, nonplussed. Cool. What's the matter?
That infernal buzzing is the matter. Don't bother with your phone, Ayumu. I doubt it'll be anything important. Just hand it over to me. There's a good boy. You're too sick to take any calls right now.
But I gotta stop doing that.
But nothing.
Nagi's face distorts, but it lasts only an instant. She inhales. And she says very, very calmly,
I'm saying this for your own good, Ayumu. Don't look at me like that. I would never, ever do anything to hurt you.
She sounds pretty insistent about this, but then again, so does the mystery caller who still hasn't hung up. And my phone is still buzzing in my pocket. I can feel it juddering against the fingers of my right hand, which are pressed against it. It would be easy to take my phone out of my pocket and then answer it, but it would be equally as easy to hand over my phone to Nagi, and she seems so worked up about this for some reason which is escaping me, that I don't want to upset her. She is doing this for my sake, after all. What should I do? Well,
Answer the phone. Answer the phone.
We would like her to be very mad at us.
Answer the phone. I gotta know who's on the other end. Who was phone?
Nagi might not be very happy about this, but the continued buzzing of my phone is making me wonder. I'd like to discover who's calling me at the very least so I can determine whether it's something important. But if it's one of my lectures from university, wondering where I am, granted that does make me feel a little sicker than I already am, I mean, but I don't think there's anything to be gained by avoiding this call. It's with this thought in my mind that I extricate my phone from my pocket.
They got a thesaurus out, I'm telling you.
Then check who's currently ringing me. I was hoping, looking at the caller would shed some light on this situation, at this predicament, rather. But, it is a unbeknownst number to me.
We're calling about your car's extended warranty.
Well, that's not very helpful. It's probably a scam call. Then, but I might as well take it just to make sure. I accept the call and then press my phone to my ear and address them. Maybe this is on purpose. The reason his web novel isn't popular is because it was written like this. Hello? Who is this? I'm met initially by the low hum of static. Can't hear anything on the other end of the line. A faint buzzing that sounds like flies, no matter how I try to strain my ears. Was this a waste of time? Hello? Hello? Who is this? I try again, repositioning my phone against my ear, as though I thought this might help. And the moment I do, I hear it. Somebody's crying. They're crying my name. I'm just gonna assume that's also you, technically.
Ayumu. Oh, please, Ayumu.
It's hard to identify the speaker given the call is modulated with static, but their voice sounds familiar. It's a female voice, that much at least I can discern. It's high-pitched and breathy, and it sounds stricken.
Ayumu, please, wake up.
Oh my god, this game is the one Tumblr post!
Wake up, Ayumu. You have to wake up.
You've been in a coma, please wake up, we miss you. Huh? What do they mean by that? Did I mishear them? The line's so bad that's not beyond the realm of possibility, but...
I think that's enough of that.
A frowning Nagi reaches out before I have a chance to formulate a reply and plucks the phone from my hand. I thought I was gripping onto my phone pretty tight, but Nagi's able to wrest it from me without too much effort. Tight-lipped, Nagi looks down at the caller. She clicks her tongue, then she hangs up.
What a waste of time.
Then she... Fuck. Nagi stashes my phone in her skirt pocket and then plants her hands on her hips.
You shouldn't have answered that, Ayumu. I told you not to. You're in no fit state to talk to other people right now, and anyway, it's only upset you.
What? But Nagi... I look at Nagi, at my girlfriend, uneasily. I can't see my own expression, of course, but I can feel it twisting. I don't know who was calling, but they sounded really distressed. They were calling out to me. They told me to wake up. What do you think that means? Do you think Cyberpunk came out?
It doesn't mean anything. It was just a prank. Don't pay it any heed. It was probably one of your friends at university playing pretend. Goodness. People can be so inconsiderate. They must have too much time on their hands if they think teasing you is a good use of their time.
Donnie, do you stop Novelle from answering I don't want phone calls.
Doesn't answer phone. We don't answer phone calls.
No.
That shit goes straight to voicemail. If it's important, they will leave a voicemail and I will call them back.
You mean I'll call them back?
Novelle will call them back.
Did you read that?
Yes.
I've half a mind to phone them back. Give them a piece of my mind. But I don't want to give them the satisfaction. They don't deserve it. Well, let's not talk about this anymore. The less said about your so-called friends, the better.
Also, the eye in the background has been getting more skeptical. Has it? I thought it's always been the same.
I think it's the same.
So Donnie clarifies that Novelle didn't want pickles on his burger, but Novelle's the one who can make the... No, I'm also the one who's like, she didn't want pickles on her burger.
What? No, I'll just eat it.
Yeah, but she'll just eat it, but I'll be like, hey, she didn't want pickles on her burger. Like, what was the one time we went to Starbucks and like you didn't get your thing, and I was like, I'll just get you another one.
Well, I didn't care. I'm just like,
yeah,
I'll
but I was
drink
like, you didn't get it. Let's just get another one because that's what you wanted.
But it's like fine though. Look, if someone gives me something that I will like anyway, I don't have to. It's not a problem. It's whatever.
Is it that you like it, or is it more so that you'll just eat whatever it was? That's why I'm like, let's get you what you actually wanted.
Other people are all annoying. Let's not worry about them, all right?
All right, I'll try to forget about that then.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Well, she asked for no pickles on her burger, Donnie. Yeah, that's accurate.
100%.
I want another one.
I'm just like, it's fine.
The matter of the mysterious caller settled, a giggling Nagi returns to her knitting. I watch her, my head propped up on my pillows, and Nagi manipulates her needles through her amorphous pastel creation. Clack, clack, clack. Okay, dude. The Sere? I don't know.
Where's the option to murder Nagi? There's a knife in that sink. It's right there. We can go get it.
Which spills through my window, catches on the edges of the needles, so they seem to flash. The regular repetitive sound of Nagi's needles puts me in the mind of cracking bones. Nagi looks content enough, poring over her knitting, but my own feelings of uneasiness remain. My stomach is churning again. What is going on here? I'm sure there's more to Nagi than what it might initially seem. Something more beyond her cute pom-pom earrings and her sweet, smiling face.
And her slender fingers.
And her slender everything. And her joints. And
her femaleness.
Clack, clack, clack. Awooga. I can't think of what that something more might be. I don't know who she is, but maybe I'm afraid to know. I'm afraid to ask her. I don't want to hear the answer.
She won't tell you.
I should just keep quiet.
You already asked that.
It's easier to pretend that everything's all right. I let the sounds of Nagi's knitting wash over me. Clack, clack, clack. Clack, clack, clack. And with sightless, unseeing eyes, I turn my attention back to the television. Some time passes like this, I don't know how much, until Nagi eventually sets her knitting down. She stretches, raising her slender arms above her slender head, and then says
slender head.
Littling sing-song.
My, it's getting late. I must have gotten carried away.
Nagi turns to look out the window, as do I.
She's Slender Woman.
I didn't realize it being so engrossed in the TV screen and the sound of Nagi's knitting needles, but the day really has flown by. It was a light azure blue beyond the panes of my window when I last looked, but it's not now. The sky is pitch black.
I suppose it's true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun.
Were you having fun? I would have thought you'd been bored out of your mind sitting with me all day. Can't have been that exciting.
Oh no, Ayumu, perish the thought. Being with you is never boring. You're my boyfriend after all, and I love you a lot. How could I ever find your company dull?
There was barely any company. We weren't even talking.
We don't need to. Being with you is enough to make me happy, silly.
Huh. Is that so? If Nagi's telling the truth, then...
She must have low standards.
Really? Uh-oh.
Oh.
I'm out of pages.
No!
Oh, well. I don't think we're coming back to this one.
No, probably not.
I really hate that when it's selected, it dims. She must have really low standards.
Yeah.
Is that the one you want?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything special about me when I'm awake and alert, much less when I'm half asleep. She must have some sort of agenda here. Either that or she's easy to please. I wonder which is worse.
Now.
Nagi stretches, then rises. Her black skirt shifts about her thighs, and she smooths the fabric down absently beneath her palms.
I should probably prepare some dinner for you, dear. You must...
Keep burping. You must be starving.
I hadn't realized it until Nagi said it, but she's right. The rice porridge I had earlier is all the food I've had today. Should be a lot hungrier than I actually am.
Let me see what you have in the fridge.
Not sure this is a visual novel anymore. This is a CYOA book. Nagi heads off to the kitchen, her slippered soles impressing themselves
Isn't
almost...
that what visual novels are?
Maybe.
I mean, unless they're
Soundlessly against
kinetic
the
visual
floor.
novels.
I hear the sound of the kitchen door opening, then
In which case, you don't choose anything in a kinetic visual novel.
then a faraway rustle of activity. I imagine Nagi standing by the fridge, bathed in its cool, unnatural light, one finger held to her chin and her brow furrowed in thought. What will she find in there? Is there anything to find? I can't remember the last time that I went to the store. I'm surprised I had enough ingredients. We have to be almost done. But I had enough ingredients lying around her to make rice porridge. A few moments pass before I hear the faint sound of the kitchen door slamming. Nagi must have given up on her search for sustenance.
Billiards too! One day.
Something which becomes readily apparent when she says, after materializing in the doorway.
There isn't very much in the fridge. Nothing, at least, I can really use. I think I'm gonna have to go to the convenience store. You don't mind waiting a little for your dinner, do you, Ayumu?
Oh no, that's fine. I haven't taken a look at the inside of my fridge in a while, but I can imagine Nagi found much more in there beyond... I can't imagine Nagi found much more in there beyond a couple of eggs, some slices of plasticky cheese, and some expired vegetables. I've been living on cup noodles mostly for the last month, those and rice crackers. You can't really go wrong with rice crackers, though they don't make for the most nutritious meals.
I'll try not to be too long. I don't like leaving you. You will be alright on your own, won't you?
I'm sure I will. You don't need to fuss. I'm not a child.
I know you're not, but sometimes you can be so petulant.
Am I being petulant right now?
Well, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Promise me you'll stay here, won't you? Be a good boy now.
Yeah, I promise.
Hey, don't you yeah me, mister. I'm saying this, because I care about you.
Yeah.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm mad.
Nagi's voice is slight, but I can sense a threatening undercurrent beneath her words. She sounds very invested in making me stay here, more, perhaps, than simple concern about my health might dictate. Does she really think I'm that frail? It's not like I'm going to turn to dust the moment I step outdoors. I'm not a vampire. That's why I'd like to tell her. That's what I'd like to tell her, but something about her expression stops me short. It isn't the sort of expression I want to argue with. Right, I'll stay here.
You promise?
That's right, I promise.
Good, I'll hold you to that. Don't forget it, Ayumu. If you lie, I might decide to make you swallow 1,000 needles.
Isn't that a little harsh?
No, it's a fairly standard punishment, I think, as far as these things go.
Stick a needle in your eye?
And in any case, you would deserve it. You might be my wonderful boyfriend, but I won't absolve you of all your crimes.
Oh.
How many crimes?
Lying is bad, Ayumu. It's a sin. And lying to a cute girl like me is the biggest sin of all.
Now that's an interesting way of looking at things. Does lying become a more grievous offense the cuter the person being lied to is? Not heard that one before.
I'll be off now then. Stay safe, darling.
I will. See you later. Alright, this must be the climax.
But of course, it's not like you're going to go anywhere. I'll be back before you know it.
We choose to go outside, we get our ending, and then that has to be it, right?
It has to be. It has to be.
I watch as Nagi bends to put on her shoes. Her hair falls over her shoulder in the
Are they
process,
slender?
brushing her cheek. With her shoes on, she then
Oh, they are!
stands, her
Slender
pale,
fingers, slender
slender fingers curling around the door
Slender
handle.
fingers are back. Yeah.
The handle shifts and then the lock clicks and then Nagi steps out into the hallway. The sound of the closing front door echoes through my apartment. It's low and dull, like an audible piece of punctuation. Now that she's gone, I feel relieved. Why am I saving? I don't know why I'm saving. Did I save? Fuck. Because it's a dream. I feel relieved. I assume that's what we want, right?
Yep.
Nagi's absence, I find that I can finally breathe again. In her company, I found myself forever holding my breath, second-guessing her every remark or movement without being aware that this is what I was doing. Sweet though she might be, I don't feel comfortable around her. I think there's more to her than what she might be letting on, but I don't know what that might be. More unease. She might call herself my girlfriend, but how can that be? I can't remember spending any time with her before, and regardless of how sick I might be.
Yeah, we know you don't remember her.
And how sick you are! It seems unlikely that my fever would be strong enough to completely obliterate all of my memories. The things she says aren't mapping onto the things I know. I have no idea how she got into my apartment, nor why she seems to know so much about me, but I don't know if I can trust her. I don't know if I can take that risk. I don't think I want to spend more time with her. What then should I do? Should I sit here in bed like a good little boy waiting for mommy and her inevitable, invariable return from the shop? Or do I be a bad boy and get 1,000 needles in my eye and try to stage an escape? Finally!
Leave!
We're at our ending. Jesus. Yes, I want to overwrite my save for the last time, and she's gonna fucking be at the door and stab me with 1,000 needles. Leaving. I turned my options over in my head for a few moments before I eventually come to a conclusion. I'm GTFOing. Something strange is going on here, however. From the persistent static of my television to the crying voice which called me on the telephone, and I want to figure out what it is. I'm not going to make headway on that if I do everything Nagi asks of me. She might call herself my nurse, but she's starting to feel eerily like a prison warden. That being the case, I have no choice but to stage a jailbreak. I throw my covers back, which feel a little damp. I think I must have sweated over them, gross, and haul myself to my feet. My legs feel weak, arms sweaty, mom spaghetti, but to my relief, collapse beneath me. They're just about strong enough that I can support myself, strong enough to... Boy? Boo-oi. Boy. I don't know what... It's not buoyant. What does that mean? Put away your thesaurus, Jesus! From my bedside and over to the kitchen.
Yeah, those things that float in the ocean.
A bobber?
Sure, a bobber.
A buoy.
Yeah, it's a buoy.
Oh, stupid. I push the door open, which cleaves to my touch with a creak, and then step inside.
I think that's how it's said.
The moment I cross the threshold of my kitchen, however, pain pierces my temple and I double in on myself. My fingers fly to my forehead and I groan. What? I love how the BGM stopped there like a record scratch about being unable to read, killing the tension. My vision begins to blur. I blink. I'm not gonna pass out, am I? Is my fever really that bad? For a few moments, I see, or I think I see at least, the way my kitchen ought to be. I see a sink piled high with dirty pots and dishes, some of which are cracked. The countertops are covered with crumpled, empty soda bottles and aluminum cans. The floor is covered in rubbish, so much so I can scarcely see the fake wooden boards beneath it. Flies hum in the air, suspended on silvery wings, which beat back and forth. There are flies in the sink. There are flies in the dustbin, which is overflowing. One of them lands on my forearm, and I cry.
I cry.
I just start bawling. That's when you hit the low point.
One of the flies touch you.
It just lands on you. It's like, what is my life? Why am I like this? I need help. Nani? I slap at the fly, but it evades me. It buzzes off, its wings beating back and forth with a droning hum. A dull pain throbs in my arm where I slap myself. And in my palm. I must have used more force than I realized. I blink and then...
And then?
Nani? The world has reverted back to the way it was before. The countertops are clean, as is the floor. Everything is impeccably tidy. The plates and the cups and dishes are all stowed away inside their respective cupboards. My kitchen looks wholly respectable again. It's the sort of kitchen not even the meanest, pettiest of landlords could find fault with. It's a tidy kitchen, indisputably, but it isn't my kitchen. It isn't what I remember. None of this is. The world is warping around me. Why does my head hurt so much? I stagger through the kitchen on uneasy feet, half expecting to step on crumpled pet bottles and strewn packages from convenience store food. But it had to worse to say.
Excuse you?
My fingers, which are white and shaking but not slender,
Not slender.
grip the edge of the sink for support. With unfocused eyes, I look down. There should be dirty crockery. Dirty crockery in here, I guess. That's a stupid word. There should be dirty crockery. Fucking crockery? What does that mean? Why can't you talk
He
like
couldn't say pots and pans again.
Why couldn't she talk like a normal person?
It's so weird, the words that like they'll reuse over and over and over again, like, you know, slender, but won't say pots and pans.
Could have changed it for dishes.
Dishes.
Crockery. But my expectations are once again betrayed. The sink is more or less empty. Apart from the knife Nagi was washing earlier, she must have forgotten it. That was awfully clumsy of her.
Stupid bitch.
I eye the knife with some trepidation. I can see my own face reflected in its silvery surface. How many times has he said silvery?
Silvery.
It almost seems to be goading me into taking it.
Oh my
Maybe I ought to bring
God.
it with me just in case.
Is the knife flirting
Just
with us?
in case what? I don't know. I feel so unnerved, however. A bit of protection would go a long way. This knife is quite long, slender even, though there's no way I'd be able to hide it on me. Maybe there's a more inconspicuous weapon somewhere else in the kitchen. My eyes dart here.
Use the knife.
My eyes dart here and there until eventually I spot a pair of scissors.
Well, a pair of scissors is like two knives, if
There
you
are
really
s-
think about it.
Well, if you have the scissors that can break apart, totally is.
Two knives.
They're scissors that are used for cutting meat. They're slotted neatly in a circular part. Man, this better not end with her giving him a super circumcision. I don't want that.
What?
Cut. Snip.
I know what circumcision is. I'm asking you why you're thinking about that.
Scissors? Crazy lady.
Sure.
Not gonna be happy that we're leaving. Punishment.
Well, it's a good thing you have the scissors.
1,000 needles? Or worse. They're slotted neatly in a circular pot full of similar utensils, wooden spoons, tongs, and the like. The scissors are smaller than the knife. They should be easier to hide. I think they'd probably fit inside my pocket, or if push came to shove, inside the waistband of my trousers. Trousers? How old are you? What should I do?
His trousers.
What should I do?
Okay. Do we take the knife?
I think we take the knife.
I would take the knife.
I would take the knife.
That's just more efficient.
Take the knife. Knife would probably be my best bet. Its blade. Fuck.
Murder. Murder.
Its blade is longer than the twin ones the scissors poses. And it's sharper. If Nagi should try to hurt me, not, of course, that I hope she will, then the knife should help me fight back. I never stabbed anyone before, but how hard could it be?
That's a really good line. I like that a lot, actually.
I'm hoping it'll be fairly self-explanatory. I mean, stabbing someone is technically easier than shooting someone.
How hard can it be?
There's a lot less work involved
I
in
like that.
stabbing than there is in shooting.
I liked that. That was good.
My decision made, I turn on my heels and then approach the front door. I fully expect it to be locked. Why should anything in my attempted escape be easy?
Dude, you can just unlock it. You're inside. You can unlock it.
But to my surprise, the handles twist easily enough beneath my fingers. The lock clicks, and then the door, rather... Well, a knife is still a good throwing weapon.
Nah. Gotta be good at it.
Well, you'd have to be
Make
good
it
at
work.
throwing scissors, which are less sharp and long.
Scissors?
What was his only
Knife
option?
is best.
Rather anticlimactically opens inwards. I sigh, expelling a warm, feverish breath into the cool air. That was quite the surprise, but I'm not sure if it's wholly pleasant. If the door had refused to budge, that would have given me an excuse to give up on my attempted escape. I wouldn't have to take my future into my own hands. Sounds like quite a tempting thought, actually, surrendering myself to the votive?
Whoa.
Surrendering myself to the hands of my sweet, doting girlfriend.
Slender.
Slender.
She's slender.
But no, I can't let myself think like that. Heavens, no. The door is open despite all the odds. That must be a sign of something, surely. Speaking of scissors, OG clock tower when? Oh, I don't know. It means I shouldn't stay here. It's time to face reality. Thoughts like this swirl around my mind as I stand there at the threshold of my door, looking out into the hall. The hallway is dark, save for the strip lighting on the ceiling. The lights flicker ominously on and off. I can't see any windows. I don't know what the outside looks like. It's just one long, endless hallway, beige walls and brown floor, fluorescent lights. The lights are too bright, and my eyes are starting to hurt. My head hurts, too.
Does it?
Retreating would be so much easier, but I know if I did that, I would never be able to forgive myself. I squeeze my eyes shut in an attempt to steady myself. I inhale, and then I step into the hallway. The door of my apartment swings shut behind me with a dull thud, one that seems almost apocryphal. There will be no turning back now, because I guess it locked automatically. I pad down the hallway slowly, softly. My footsteps.
Good.
Oh. Stab myself.
Oh, okay.
Softly, my footsteps, shy and shuffling. I'm grimly aware with every step I take that Nagi might return, might catch me trying to abscond.
I love
I
it.
looked
I love
around
it.
anxiously as I walk. Doors pass me by, door after door after door after door, but they're all shut. The handles affixed to
Of course
these
they're
doors.
shut. You're in an apartment?
The handles affixed to these doors look oddly sinister in the dark. The lights, which keep guttering on and off, they protrude from smooth wooden surfaces on the doors like something violent. The light catches on the door. Just fucking go down the hall! Please!
We have to describe each doorknob.
Dozens and dozens of them stretching on for infinity. Am I in the back rooms? Just say I'm in the back rooms! Fuck! It feels like the hallway is choking me. Where are the stairs? How am I going to escape? Oh, maybe I was a fool to disobey Nagi. I shouldn't have ignored her. She told me to stay inside for a reason. Now I'm starting to think that maybe this was the reason. She told me not to leave because I can't leave. It isn't an option. I want to turn back, but I don't. Instead, I continue to walk. I walk and I walk and I walk and I walk until the backs of my feet rub against my shoes and it starts to hurt. My heart is hammering in my chest. I can hear it reverberating in my skull. It doesn't stop me from moving though. I keep on walking and I walk and I walk and I walk. And the backs of my feet are still rubbing against my shoes. If it still hurts. My heart is hammering in my chest, not my head, and I can hear it reverberating inside my skull. That doesn't stop me from moving though. And I continue to walk, and I walk, and I walk, and I walk, and the backs of my feet are really rubbing against my shoes now. It hurts a lot. My heart is hammering in my chest. I can hear it reverberating inside my skull. I still don't stop though. I continue to walk, and I 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 walk, until I reach what seems to be a bend in the hallway. There's something different. At long last, I must be making progress. I hurry onwards, hoping to find the stairs, to find a lift, to find something to help me escape from this nightmare. But like all nightmares, my attempts of escape are soon halted. I suppose I should have expected it. I think a part of me did. I was just waiting for it. She is here. She has come to greet me. Her irises are cold and hard, like two stones pressed into her skin, and her lips are pursed into a line which betrays not even the slightest flicker of emotion. In one hand, she's holding a shopping basket, a cheap plastic thing from which the Y-shaped head of a green onion protrudes. It's such a cliche. I could laugh. Nagi, I inhale. What are you? What are you doing here? Might be more apt of a question. but it'd be a pointless one. I know what she's doing here. She's come to stop me from leaving. As for what her motives are, however,
You have to ask.
Nagi's voice, when it comes, is every bit as cold and as hard as her expression, devoid of the cheery lilt to which I've grown so accustomed.
I'm your girlfriend, Ayumu. I love you more than anybody else in the whole world. But right now, I think I hate you more than anybody else in the whole world, too.
Nagi delivers this without any emotion whatsoever. Her love and her hate are wholly dispassionate. She might as well be talking about the weather.
You shouldn't be out here. I told you not to leave. I made you promise. You said you would stay put. Why didn't you? Do you want to upset me?
I mean, maybe a little.
No, that isn't it.
Then what is it?
There wasn't any particular reason, really. I just wanted some fresh air. It's an excuse, of course, and a blatantly obvious one at that. It's almost laughable, in fact, given how dark and featureless this hallway is, how utterly devoid it is of windows. This is a place that seems sealed off from the outside world. There's no fresh air to be had here. It's all shut up and stagnant. What a fool I am. Nagi takes a step forwards. Her hair shifts about her shoulders. Her eyes bore into mine quietly. She says,
I don't believe you. If fresh air was all you're after, then why did you take that knife with you?
I gasp, as though surprised at my own actions, which immediately I am, in part. I hadn't forgotten about the knife per se, but I had forgotten what its intended purpose was. I took it from the kitchen as a means of self-protection. I meant to use it to... To what? Debilitate Nagi? If she should try to stop me? Did I seriously mean to stab her? Can I really do that?
You shouldn't be walking around with that, Ayumu. You'll hurt yourself. Give it to me, please.
Nagi's voice is commanding, like a school teacher's. She doesn't sound angry, but she doesn't sound like much of anything else either. Her voice is a void, just like her face, and this somehow is even more chilling than anger would be. At least I would know how to react to that. At least it would make her feel more human. No. I take an anxious step back, the knife's handle clutched in my shaking hands. I can't give it to you.
You can't.
Nagi's eyes narrow.
Or you won't.
I don't... I mean, Nagi, what do you mean to do with it?
I'm going to make dinner, silly. It would be a shame to let all these ingredients go to waste when I went out to buy them. And you need something to eat, Ayumu.
That's why you're...
That's why you're acting out like this. You're hungry. It has addled you. Now, give me that knife. I won't say anything more about it, or about what you might have been planning if you promise you'll be a good boy from now on. Won't you let me look after you?
I look at Nagi worriedly. My eyeballs are pulsing inside of my skull. Is she offering me a choice? What should I do?
No. Reject. No.
Go back one more, I guess. No! I try to sound firm, but my voice is wavering to an embarrassing degree. The words are too big for my throat, and I choke on them. I won't let you look after me. How can I, when I don't even know who you are? What do you want from me?
I just want to take care of you.
I don't believe you. You called me a liar, but I don't think you were ever once been honest to me. Who are you anyway?
I'm in a bit of financial trouble.
Hey.
If only someone could help me out.
Oh God, we
I
continue.
just got home and eating pizza, so dinner entertainment for all you're welcome.
Hey.
Also jug milk better than bag milk.
Oh,
I
Mom.
already told you who I am. Or who you wish I was, in any case. Isn't that more or less the same thing?
No, it's not. I can't accept that. I can't accept you. I never asked you. I never asked you to look after me. I never asked for any of this. Just leave me alone. Let me go.
Let you go?
Nagi takes another step towards me. The plastic carrier bag she's still gripping shifts and then rustles against her thigh.
I'm sorry, Ayumu, but I can't do that.
Why not?
Guess there's nowhere to let you go, too. You can't leave. Why else do you think you've been walking for so long? This world won't allow it.
No, that can't be true. That's insane.
It is, though. Just accept it. You'll be happier that way. Now give me the knife.
Leave me alone!
Give it to me now. Otherwise, you'll be sorry.
I'm sorry already. I'm sorry any of this happened. I'm sorry I ever met you. Just leave me alone. I unstick my soles from the ground, which seem, during the last few minutes, to have rooted themselves to the carpet, then dash forwards as best as I can. I draw back my right hand, meaning to strike a blow against Nagi. I mean to plunge the blade of this knife inside her chest, where her cold, unfeeling heart beats.
Oh dear. Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
But my best attempts are all in vain. Nagi's too quick for me. She shifts to one side, avoiding the blade with ease, and drops her shopping bag to the ground. The plastic crinkles. The green-tipped spring onion hits the floor. The sound of its descent is muffled by the carpet. If Nagi did have any eggs in that bag, a couple of them probably cracked from the force of impact. Not, I suppose, that this matters. I have more important issues to worry about beyond cracked eggs, or even spilled milk. Oh, fuck. Nagi, you... I press my fingers to my stomach. They're shaking. When I move my hand away, I can see, through dazed and half-lidded eyes, that my palm is stained a bright, garish red. There's something embedded inside me, something sharp, which makes my innards twist, quite literally, with every inhalation. I underestimated Nagi. I didn't know her reflexes were so swift. I didn't know she was so strong. I didn't think she'd be able to overpower me so easily. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I slump to the ground. My knees hit the carpet in perfect synchrony. Synchrony?
Synchrony.
With one
Synchrony, yeah.
single muffled thud. I can't breathe. It hurts more than I thought it would. It hurts more than I can endure. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
Oh, Ayumu.
Nagi stands above me. She looks unmoved by my suffering.
You really are a silly boy. You have no idea what's good for you. This all could have been avoided if you'd listened to me. But it isn't too late for you. We can try this again. This is your dream, after all.
I don't know, MLG. Getting stabbed is probably pretty bad.
We can repeat this as many times as you want, as many times as it takes. You just need to learn to accept me. Why don't we give that a try? I really do want what's best for you, you know.
Nagi kneels in front of me. Gently she reaches out, and then cups my face with both her hands. I can feel her fingers against my clammy cheeks, nice and cool, and I sigh against her touch. Her close proximity almost serves to offset the pain of the knife's blade.
And I really do love you.
It hurts so much. I feel like I'm going to throw up. The carpet is splattered with blood. The front of my shirt and my fingers are deluged in the stuff.
I love you when you're working hard to pursue your passions.
My chest feels tight. There's a car. My brain buzzes with the sound of a Mustang.
But I love you when you've given up on everything too, and when you just want to cry.
I'm still bleeding. Will it ever stop?
I love you when you're lying in bed and you're too sick to stand up.
My vision is starting to blur.
And I love you when you're slumped on the ground in a puddle of your own blood.
I can't feel the tips of my own fingers.
I love the hard-working, industrious Ayumu, but I also love the scared, shy, awkward, anxious, pathetic Ayumu.
I'm going numb.
I love all of you.
My body lifts forward, but that's alright. I'm not alone. Nagi is here to catch me. She won't leave me. She told me that she wouldn't. I might be an awful liar, but
And I'm never going to let you go.
she, at least, always keeps her word.
I promise.
I'm probably getting the front of Nagi's blouse bloody, but she doesn't seem to mind that. She continues to cradle me, her fingers pressed against the arch of my spine, like I'm an overgrown baby. As I twitch, I tremble. And a miracle happens. My vision turns black. My lungs spasm in one last desperate gasp. Until finally, I'm free. I thought it would be scary, which is why I trembled so much.
Classic. Love
But
a time
I think I'm
loop.
getting used to it now. It's really not that bad, not existing. There are worse things you can do than disappear. I open my eyes slowly, groggily, and glance upwards. There's somebody standing by my bedside. Somebody I don't know.
We sure-
looping?
We looping!
We looping!
We looping!
I don't want to loop in this game. I can't hear Slender one more time or I will, oh god. Did it loop to the beginning? I think we're looping, considering the option to skip is now available.
Loop.
We can now choose to skip. So, yeah, we looping. I'm pretty sure this is all the same now. She has long, fair hair tied into a ponytail, and she's wearing clothes, which I suppose are fairly fashionable. As far as appearances go, she's quite cute, and it doesn't hurt that her face is so sweet either. Her eyes are very wide, her irises are indigo, and her nose is small and snub. Her lips are pale pink like cherry blossoms, and they're parted in what I suppose is concern. Her skin is white like milk, or like snow, and her fingers are slender. She's slender in general, really. So much so, looks like a gust of wind could blow her away.
She's so slender.
She's so pristine. In her ruffled blouse and her high-waisted skirt, she hardly looks human. Her facial features are all too perfectly arranged. I can't see a blemish on her skin. She's almost too pretty. What is a girl like this doing in my apartment? I feel dazed, and the girl's breathy exclamation of relief
Where am I going to? Memes? Memes, yes.
when I open my eyes. Yep, so we just loop. So skip until you reach something new. Just see if there's a point to this. I don't think there's a point to this. Yeah, we can just choose other options. This would be to get the other endings, which we made save states for. Can we skip to get through the good ending? I don't think I got it in me to do this again.
What? I mean, can't you just skip?
We would have to choose every option that we didn't do, which would be new dialogue, technically. I mean, we can try.
What happens if you take the scissors? You know which save it was? I'm just curious, what if she doesn't see the scissors and you get to jump on her? You know?
He ain't got that dog in him. Take the scissors.
Yeah, I just want to know what happens if you take the scissors.
Take the scissors. Taking the scissors might be my best bet after all.
Good night, Pink.
Good night, Pink. Alright, so we take the scissors. Should be able to conceal them fairly easily, and the blade should still be sharp enough if push comes to shove to defend myself. I'm hoping it won't come to that, of course, but it never hurts to be prepared. I'm just taking the precautions necessary against an unknown enemy. That doesn't mean I'll actually use the scissors, though. I hope I don't have to. It's with shaking fingers that I reach for the scissors, which lie in their pot, innocent and unassuming in their state of disuse on the kitchen counter. I clasp them, claim them, and slide them into my pocket. I can feel their blades impressing themselves against my thigh, even through the fabric of my trousers. They're cold and unforgiving, as weapons tend to be, designed for no purpose beyond cutting. With some luck, they should be able to cut my connection with Nagi, too. Okay, now skip every day. Nagi, please.
I think you're lying to me, and that is one thing I simply cannot forgive. You've upset me, Ayumu. You've been a very, very bad boy, and bad boys deserve to be punished.
Nagi, wait, can we talk about this? I cry at Nagi, but to little avail. I don't think she's listening to anymore if she ever was. Does she ever care what I wanted? Nagi's face is mask-like. Her eyes are blank and staring, two cutouts in her white, featureless face. Her grip on the carrier bag slackens. The bag hits the floor with a dud, almost anticlimactic thud, and then she steps towards me.
Sorry, I was picking up Fiona.
You promised me you wouldn't leave, Ayumu. You promised. How could you lie to a cute girl like me? How could you?
Nagi. I say her name, but it feels like a pointless gesture. I don't think she can be reasoned with. Discourse was never an option. I have no choice really but to run. I don't know what it is exactly that Nagi means to do to me, but I don't want to stay and find out. It's with a desperate gasp that I turn on my heels, almost stumbling in the process. Nagi isn't moving very quickly, but she's almost upon me already. How is that possible? Everything seems to be possible here. Reality is contracting about itself, it's compressing. My world is shrinking. My world in this apartment, and the apartment is under Nagi's control. Does that make Nagi the world? What am I then? Can I really escape from her? I don't know, but I have to try. I run through hallway after hallway, pain nifting between my ribs all the while. The walls around me are morphing, they're melting. Wallpaper flakes off and strips around me as though the apartment is peeling itself like a giant apple. The light fixtures above me blink, they gutter. The world is plunged into darkness before illuminating itself brightly. Too brightly. I blink. White spots burst in front of my vision like fungi. The hallway is undulating. The world is pulsating.
Yeah.
It changes so much with every single step. I feel dizzy. It's hard to maintain my balance, especially with Nagi pursuing me. Is she gaining on me? I swear I can feel her breath upon the back of my neck, but I know I can't stop to check. I can't turn around. I dash through the beige hallway and blue hallways, garish orange hallways, and high-ceilinged hallways. The hallways are all devoid of windows. They twist and they turn like a plastered, papered, painted rabbit warrens. I can't hear much beyond the sounds of my own footsteps, beyond my own heart beating. There's a faint sound in the background, like running water, and an omniscient, ever-present hum. Flies? My kitchen was full of them. They hovered about the black rubbish bags which lay decaying upon the floor. I didn't bother to throw away the bags. I didn't try to get rid of the flies. It felt like a pointless endeavor. I endured them instead. I've been enduring a lot recently, but I can't keep doing that. I need to escape. I have no idea how long I've been running. These hallways seem to stretch on forever. I can't make any sense of them. My mind seems to have shrunken during my desperate flight to the size of a walnut. I can't fit any thoughts into my head. They're leaking out of me. I'm overflowing. I'm coming undone. The Pillow soundtrack just keeps playing louder in my head. Still, Nagi continues to pursue me. I don't think she'll ever stop. Doesn't matter how fast I run, she'll find me again. Why wouldn't she? She is my girlfriend, after all. She loves me. But why? It's with this question in my mind that I finally escape the maze of hallways which trap me among them. I descend a flight of stairs, the soles of my shoes slapping against every step, then emerge into a large empty space with beige walls and a carpeted floor. I recognize this room. This is the entrance of my apartment building. I need only approach those glass doors at the end, and I'll be able to escape. That is my plan, at least. My jubilation soon to run dry when I approach the exit. The doors are glass and should therefore be transparent, but I can't see anything beyond them. I can't see the street. I can't see the road. I can't even see the sky. Where did the rest of the world go? I approach the doors. They ought to be automatic, but they don't move. Instead, they remain stubbornly shut. Well, shit. I'm just bringing out the creepypasta voice for this man. So much for that plan.
Sorry.
Hey, how you, Moo?
I can hear Nagi's footsteps behind me, descending the stairs. Her pace is as slow as ever and unhurried. Now I know why she didn't bother running. She knew I wouldn't be able to escape from her. She knew there was nowhere for me to go.
What do you think you're doing? Didn't I tell you it was pointless?
I opened my mouth, but I can't say much more than that. My saliva tastes like ashes on my tongue, and my stomach churns.
You don't need to reply to me. Don't bother. I don't want to hear any more of your lies.
Nagi continues to advance on me, her arms swinging limply beside her.
It hurts me, you know, when you run away from me like this. Can't you understand that?
Thud, thud, thud goes Nagi's footsteps. Even they sound unforgiving. She's relentless.
Let's stop playing silly games. Come back upstairs with me. Let me put you to bed. What were you hoping to gain, anyway, by coming down here? Didn't you give up on the outside world already? You must have. Otherwise, you never would have been able to meet me.
Something about what Nagi just said strikes a chord within me. I feel like I've been drifting ever since I woke up, but something has clicked into place. I can remember what happened. First, there was pain. When it hit me, it was intense, so much so I felt like vomiting. For a while, pain was all I knew. It was all my body was. There was a loud squeal of tires on tarmac and the pitter-patter of rain which fell on the damp, glossy road. The smell of oil in the air and prismatic colors reflected in the puddles scattered about me. There was blood, too, an awful lot of it. I hadn't known I had quite so much blood inside me. My temple was cut. My body was crumpled. I could hardly breathe. I didn't want to breathe. People around me were shouting, screaming. Pedestrians clustered about me, stepping through puddles, splashing icy droplets of water about in their wake. Somebody probably called an ambulance. I don't remember that, though. This is where everything starts to get hazy. My consciousness began to unravel. Then I passed out. When I finally woke up hours or days or weeks or months or centuries later, I was here in this facsimile of my apartment. What?
Go, carry on.
In this facility of my apartment with Nagi sitting next to me. She said she was my girlfriend. I doubt that, though. I've never had a girlfriend before, and now I'll never get the chance. I was hit by a car. I should be dead. What's going on?
Look, you get out of this coma. Be a pretty good payday, possibly.
Oh my god, this is just the Tumblr post!
Yeah, we've been. That's been pretty clear to me for a while now.
Fuck! Oh, I'm mad about that.
What? That's been the case for a while. It should have been pretty obvious
I
with the
thought-
phone call, I think.
Yeah, I said it as a joke. Oh, yeah, hi.
Oh, I thought you
Is
were
this
just-
message
Yeah.
getting to you? We miss you. You're in a coma. Please wake up. Oh my fucking. This is inspired by a Tumblr. I'm not.
I doubt it. This is a classic type of twist. It's classic. It's classic.
I'll
Handle
find.
the real world, Oyumu. It was too much for you.
I'll find the Tumblr post later.
Classic. It's classic.
Isn't it crazy how 4chan and Tumblr games represent how terrible they both actually are?
There was a lot of pressure on you to perform from your parents and from your professors and from yourself. And it all became too much. You're delicate, so you got scared. You were afraid you would break.
Show it on stream? I mean, wouldn't be hard to find. Tumblr, coma, wake up, we miss you. And
It's just an old copy pasta. It's not specifically from Tumblr, just by the way. It's just an old copy pasta.
oh, well,
Yeah.
I know it from Tumblr. I'll just use this one. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Save image. Don't you be a fucking webip. Thank God it's a JPEG.
It's a JPEG! Celebrate.
Here. Enjoy the image if I can upload it.
You know, I tend to enjoy reading things written by fringe weirdos.
This is it.
Yeah, classic.
If you're reading this, you've been in a coma for almost 20 years. We're trying a new technique. We don't know where this message will end up in your dream, but we hope we're getting through. Please wake up.
Yeah, so ideally, you know, you would get someone would like maybe DM this to you, or you just see it while you're scrolling a social media site.
Or you see it on a stream, I guess.
Or you see it on a stream. Classic.
Fucking cringe post. Oh my god. I said it as a joke, man. Funny thing is, there's no guarantee it's not real. That's existential as hell. Wait, did me and Novell put the same exact image? Probably. That's
Man, this is my my coma's been lame as hell.
Did you read that?
I think it's fun.
So you decided to run away from it all.
No.
Yes, you did. You know you did. You know what you are.
Nagi takes another step forward until her nose is almost brushing mine. She reaches out,
You're a coward.
and her white, slender finger seize my neck. Reality distorts the moment she touches me. Static hums inside my skull. My head feels like it's going to split apart. My body sapped of all of its energy, lists to one side. My head hits the carpeted floor with a thud just like it did on the roadside, and the stars explode behind my eyelids. I blink.
Oof. Art's hard. Okay.
I don't know how much time has passed. When I finally come to, I see that Nagi is sitting on top of me. She's pinning me in place against the threadbare carpet, her thighs cinching my body in place upon the floor. The fingers of both her hands are wound about my throat, and her eyes are trained upon mine. The grasp she has on my neck is painful, but I think the soulless, empty look in those wide, tunnel-like eyes of hers is even more so. I can't writhe away from her. I can't escape from her. She has me immobilized so effectively, she might as well have driven nails into my palms.
Just give it up, Ayumu.
Nagi speaks calmly despite the violence of her actions. She sounds hollow, empty.
People like you can't survive in the real world. You weren't made for it. You're too sensitive. Every failure felt like a knife to your throat, and every single setback made you want to cry.
Nagi's fingernails bit into my skin. It hurts.
You kept picking yourself up as best you could, but eventually, enough was enough. You're weak, like I said, so your enough came before most people's would. You couldn't keep going.
Nagi's eyes are so big. I feel like I could drown in them.
But there's no shame in that. You already recognized your limitations. That's why you did what you did. I don't need to tell you about your failures. You know about them already.
Nagi. Nagi's long, fair hair is brushing my cheek. It tickles. Why are you doing this?
You should know that already. My answer is the same as it's always been. I'm doing this for your sake.
Mine?
Yes, yours. I think you'll be happier this way. And, deep down, I know that you think the same. Otherwise, you never would have stepped out into that busy road. Isn't this what you wanted?
Is it what I wanted? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think I want to remember. My thoughts are all a blur, but Nagi's words have jostled something in my memory. She said I walked into the road. It can't have been an accident. God, please don't stop reading. Oh, no. I can't do the creepypasta voice.
Well, keep going.
It can't have been an accident. And it was something I did on purpose. And that isn't something a happy, well-adjusted person does. I haven't been happy or well-adjusted in a long, long time. I was trying to forget about that. I wanted to forget about it, but it's all coming back to me. I can remember what I did. Unlimited power! I remember who I am. I'm Sato Ayumu, a second-year student at a small, relatively unimpressive university in Tokyo. I've always been quiet, so I've never been very good at making friends. I didn't have any friends, in fact, at university. My first year was so lonely, but I still attended my lectures. I still got my essays done, and I completed my end-of-year exams. I did what was expected of me, and when my parents called me, which they often did, to check up on me, I told them everything was fine. I said I'd been having fun, but that was a lie. No, I think that's a problem. He doesn't want to go.
Yeah, the thing is, he got out and then he, walked into traffic. So, well.
Didn't look both ways.
I don't think
on purpose.
I didn't look both ways on purpose.
I was tired and stressed and overwhelmed more often than not, and I was sad with it because everybody else seemed to be enjoying themselves, but I wasn't. I didn't know how to enjoy myself. It was partway into my second year that I gave up on everything. Going to my lectures stopped feeling like a worthwhile endeavor. It didn't make me happy. I don't think anything could have cheered me up beyond human interaction. I know how I enjoyed myself already. Note to self, creepypasta voice is bad. Could have cheered me up beyond human interaction. But that was impossible. I was too awkward. I didn't know what to do, so I retreated in on myself. I shut myself inside my apartment because that was easier than going outdoors. It was easier than making an effort to change. I didn't take out the rubbish so it overflowed. I didn't clean up my apartment so it started to stink. I opened the windows during the summer when it was so hot and muggy I felt like I was melting simply lying down in my bed. But that let the flies in. I rarely brushed my teeth, barely showered, and hardly ever changed my clothes. There wasn't anything I wanted to do, so I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't speak to anybody. I just lay in bed for days on end, scrolling through the internet on my phone or on my laptop and reading through some of my favorite light novel series. I had no plans, obligations, or responsibilities. The absence of external stimuli should have cheered me up, and for a few days it did. The knot of anxiety, which had been my near constant companion throughout my time at university, began to lessen. Finally, it felt, for the first time in a long while, I could breathe. But the air, when I breathed it in, stank of rancid food and my own unwashed body. My eyes began to sting and my head pounded. I got headaches all the time back then. Maybe it was because of the smell. It was putrid. I'm surprised the people living in the apartments across the hall didn't complain about me. In time, my abundance of time began to feel more like a curse than a blessing. There were too many hours in the day, and I didn't know how to fill them. Without lectures or essays to worry about, I had no idea what I was supposed to do with myself. Oh, I know who I'm channeling. I'm channeling the guy in the movie we saw last time. That's who I'm channeling.
Yeah, this is just like that movie.
Legitimately, this is like the movie we saw that I can't remember the name of. What was the name?
Masking Threshold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until I read Rui's Elf Forest. Reread it, rather. That was when I hit upon the idea of writing a story of my own. A story set in a fantasy universe bearing some similarities.
Is Danganronpa Whoa.
Danganronpa's depressing? Excuse me?
Are you okay?
No, that fucked me up. Danganronpa's depressing?
What? It's all about hope.
Oh no, that's a fucking good time. Holy shit,
True.
MLG, you almost killed me with that one. A story set in a fantasy universe bearing some similarities to Elf Forest, but of my own devising. I had the idea for Crimson Fantasia for a while. I toyed with the idea of writing it, but I always managed to talk myself out of it. I thought it'd be a repeat of my time spent trying to blend in with everybody else at university, that my best efforts would all be in vain. Nobody cared about me during the day-to-day in the real world.
But MLG, hear me out. Murder is fun.
Why would anybody care about my stories either? Telling it seemed pointless, but I had so much time I had to do something with it. I suppose that's why I started to write Crimson Fantasia. I didn't have anything better to do. I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote like a man possessed, and soon I realized once I began that writing was a pretty fun way to while away the hours. It made the days pass by more quickly, and it gave me a real sense of purpose. I'd hammer out most of the details about Crimson Fantasia's plot and characters already, so I didn't hit any major stumbling blocks. Oh my god, I should be getting paid for this. This is like an audiobook at this point.
It's a bit bloated, to be sure.
Jesus.
This is good. This is good learning for me. This is me saying I don't like these parts. Why use more word when few word do trick? You know what I mean?
I didn't have to scramble to think up ideas, and I didn't have to. There's a site where Novell can get paid for this. There's a site where you can get paid for this novel. I think there's a time and place for extensive energy like this. Where Audible. I didn't have to scramble to think up ideas, and I didn't have to sit there agonizing while I wondered where the story should go. I already knew most of that. I just needed to get the story out of my head and onto the laptop in a format other people could experience. I wanted other people to experience Crimson Fantasia too. I'd put enough effort into it, so much so keeping it to myself would seem like a waste. I repurposed this old blog I'd had ages ago, back during high school, into a place to upload Crimson Fantasia. There's time for a place for extensive energy like this. I quite like this extensive imagery. Also, I ironically would not mind if the made an MP3 of reading visual novels or fan fiction or whatever. Yeah, me reading without the Boyu? Is that how you say it?
Buoy?
Buoy? Oh, I'm not drunk. I just refuse to type properly, Zuxfood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Into a place to upload Crimson Fantasia. I uploaded my story, chapter by chapter, sometimes updating thrice. Really? Thrice.
See, I just don't know if you need to like reiterate these things that have already been made clear enough. Like I can infer this based on what has already happened prior.
He's had 65 chapters.
I don't know. You know, like I can infer a lot of this. I don't think I needed to be told it. I don't know.
Updated thrice weekly, and I waited. My breath bated. Fucking rapper now. To see what sort of responses I'd get. I wasn't expecting miracles, of course. I didn't genuinely think, despite my daydreams, that Crimson Fantasia would attain the same level of critical commercial set. The amount of times he talks about this fucking visual novel that I've never heard of, I'm getting annoyed with
It's
it.
a novel.
I've never read Elf Forest. Please stop. Oh, I'm baiting. All right.
It's all of the details about it they seem a bit superfluous to me. I don't know.
Who was I?
Maybe I'm just being too critical.
Who was I in compared to Rui? Nobody, really. I was just a university dropout with an overactive imagination. I told myself when I first began to share Crimson Fantasia that I'd be happy if only 1 or 2 people read it. They didn't even need to leave any comments on it. I just wanted to know that my story was out there in the world. Okay, yes, this is your story, the game. Yes, I understand. There are a few people knew it existed and liked it. That would legitimize my efforts. It would prove that writing it wasn't a waste of time after all. My desires were fairly humble, or so I thought, and within the first few days of posting Crimson Fantasia's first chapter to my old blog, they were actually exceeded. Crimson Fantasia's first chapter was viewed 42 times, and it received comments. 3 of them, in fact. I can't remember 2 of those 3 comments. They were vague words of support, very brief and perfunctory. Yay. But I remember...
Perfunctory? I actually don't know how to say it either.
But I remember the 3rd. I'll never forget it. That was the first comment I ever received from Nagiko. Her feedback, I've always thought of Nagiko as a girl,
Oh, that's your first mistake.
was far more in depth than that which the other 2 commenters had left. She typed up several paragraphs exploring her feelings towards the story, its settings, and its characters. She praised the oppressive atmosphere of the story and how much detail had gone into the rendering of Haru's personality, which I won't explain to you, dear viewer. Just believe me. Nagi, what in the bootlegging rampa is this? Nagiko said she thought Haru was a pitiable sort of character, but she found him compelling. She promised me she'd be waiting for the future chapters eagerly, because she couldn't wait to see how Haru would develop. She wanted him to use his second lease of life to become stronger, and she wanted him to be happy, too. Naturally, I was elated that my story prompted such an emotional response from one of its readers, and such a lengthy one at that. I thought about that review for days afterwards. Whenever it crossed my mind, I smiled. It was Nagiko's early support that encouraged me to keep working on Crimson Fantasia. I reworked the earlier chapters, which I had yet to publish, polishing until they shone. I began to make some changes too, to the later chapters, to place more of a focus back on Haru's struggles as he traversed the world of Grimoire. I posted new chapters semi-regularly, and Nagiko commented on all of them. Sometimes it took her a day or 2 to leave me a mini review, but she always did it. She was as reliable as clockwork. She gave me regular feedback for months on end, 2 months on end in fact, for which I uploaded almost 50 chapters of my sprawling magnum opus. I didn't do anything during these months, beyond writing Crimson Fantasia. I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, fueled by Nagiko's praise. But this idyllic period didn't last forever. These things never do. It was on chapter 53 of Crimson Fantasia that Nagiko stopped leaving me feedback. She said it was getting too long, like One Piece. It wouldn't be able to be enjoyed by the masses easily because they'd have so much to go through. And then 1 day passed, then 2, then 3, and still Nagiko said nothing about the newest chapter. Well, I tried to tell myself these things happen. Maybe she's busy. I didn't know a thing about Nagiko's life. But I knew she did have one beyond Crimson Fantasia. My immersion is broken by One Piece. I'm dying. She could have been working night shifts. She could have been studying for exams. She could have been on holiday. I told myself to be patient, and I waited. A week passed. 2 weeks passed. Eventually, a month passed. A month passed. But Nagiko still did not leave a comment on chapter 53 of Crimson Fantasia. I'd written more chapters in the interim and published them, but Nagiko did not give me feedback on any of these either. Neither did anybody else. I had put a huge amount of effort into rendering the world of Crimson Fantasia, but nobody seemed to care, not even Nagiko. For 3 months of my life.
I don't get that.
He's just Phil Fish,
Who's that?
game dev, I think.
Oh, Phil Fish.
Yes.
That the Fez guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That dude was something.
For 3 months of my life, I had done nothing but work on Crimson Fantasia, and to what end? It had been forgotten about. I should have been a theater kid. I feel like I would have had fun. Never
I'm
had
kind of
theater.
surprised you weren't.
I never had theater. It wasn't an option.
Oh, really?
Also, I was probably way too shy back then.
Oh, yeah.
It had been forgotten about. Nagiko had stopped caring about Grimoire and about Haru and about his adventures. She, who had been my most ardent, steadfast supporter, drifted away from my world and from me. And I think that realization is what broke me. I stopped caring about my characters. I stopped caring about my story. I stopped caring about myself. Which is why I probably did what I did. I stepped out into the middle of the road. Fuck it, I'm going to bed. It's worth it. And I need to wake up early tomorrow.
Gab.
Good night, Gab.
Try not to dream about slender fingers.
Oh, cat?
Is there a cat?
No, it was the Ring Fit.
Oh.
I stepped out into the middle of the road, just like Haru in the first chapter of Crimson Fantasia, and also like Haru, it was not a mistake. My actions were cold and calculated. I probably caused the driver of the car who hit me untold trauma, but I didn't care about them. I was only thinking about myself. I just wanted to escape. I just wanted.
You wanted to be happy, right? Well, you can forget about that. You'll never be happy in the real world. People are thoughtless and selfish, and they only ever think about themselves. They don't know how hard life is for you, and even if they did, they wouldn't care. Nagiko didn't care, but I do. I'm better than she is. That's why you should stay here.
Nagi's fingers are gripping my throat tightly, enough to burn, but her hair is, by contrast, very soft, like a lover's embrace. She said that she loved me, but I still have my doubts. What is that love based on? After all, you're not Nagiko, then?
I'm not, no. You never did pluck up the courage to speak to her, though you really, really wanted to. You did fantasize about it a lot, though. You wanted to talk to her, didn't you? You wanted her to be a pretty, homey girl who would support you, not just with your writing, but with the rest of your life. You wanted her to cook for you and to clean for you. You didn't want her to leave you. You thought with every message that she sent you that she might, one day, fall in love with you. And that's why you created me. Aren't I your ideal woman? Isn't this what you want?
I open my mouth, perhaps meaning to counter, but Nagi interrupts me.
Don't try to argue with me, please. It's a waste of your breath. And that is a very precious resource you can't really afford to waste. I know what it is you want. I know everything that you think. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to me.
What? That means? I stare at Nagi with such intensity my eyes threaten to escape their sockets. I can't see my own face, which is probably a blessing, but I wouldn't be surprised if my skin is beginning to turn blue. It's hard to breathe, but I still try. I need to know before I succumb to Nagi's aggressive affection what exactly she is. Is any of this real?
That depends on your definition of the word. I'm sure it feels real enough at the moment, but your judgment might not be the best. You did lose a lot of blood. Your thoughts must be all jumbled. I'm sure this has all been very confusing for you ever since you woke up. I know this world isn't quite the same as the one you're used to.
Nagi's fingers are still wrapped around my throat. She hasn't relented at all. If anything, I think she might be squeezing me even harder. Is she trying to prove her love to me? If so, her love is pretty intense.
But if this is a dream, why fight against it? Reality is no good. That's why you started writing stories. You couldn't cope with the world, so you had to retreat into your own. You couldn't control your own life, but you could control the rest of the lives of your characters. I know how to read. You never had to feel anxious or unsure when you were writing because it was all predictable. You planned everything out. You were content with that for a while, but in the end, you got greedy. You wanted more than a made-up happiness. You wanted somebody to love you. You tried to endure your loneliness as best you could, but everybody has a breaking point. You couldn't keep going.
Please make it stop.
So, you tried to put an end to it.
It hurts too much.
You tried,
I can't keep enduring this.
but you failed. You made a mess of things, just like you make a mess of everything.
Nagi, please.
But that's alright. I still love you, no matter how much you screw up. I love you no matter how pathetic and pitiful you are. I'll love you while you're still clinging to life, and I'll love you even after you've died. I'll always love you, Ayumu, like nobody else can. I don't have a choice in the matter. I was born to be in love with you.
It hurts so much. I thought I already died once, so why?
So, why don't you let me do that? Stay with me, Ayumu. I'll take good care of you. Nothing will ever, ever hurt you again. All you need to do is obey me. Don't fight me. You don't want to break my heart, do you?
My vision is beginning to blur. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. It hurts. But Nagi said she was going to take care of me. If I agree to stay with her, will she let go of me? Will she make the pain go away? I don't want to hurt anymore. I'm tired of hurting. I've been hurting for such a long time and nobody noticed. Nobody cared. Nobody but Nagi. I can't abandon her. Can I? Dear fucking God.
We're branching again. Let's go.
Dear fucking God. All right, new save. Lady's on top of us. What's her choice?
I mean, I want to see both, but I think
which one do you want first?
fight.
Giving into Nagi's demands would be the easy option, but I don't think it's the right one. I've been doing what's easy for the last few months. It hasn't made me happy. If we just fuck this woman already.
Ricky, I feel like I'm the only person in the world who did not like Welcome to the NHK. I fucking hated it.
If anything, it's only succeeded to make me feel even more miserable. I thought I'd be better if I kept away from people, but I'm starting to doubt that. I don't want to stay indoors anymore, hiding from the world. I don't want to run away from reality. I thought I was ready to throw my life away. I was wrong. I don't want to die. I don't want to disappear. There's still a lot I want to do. I want to tell my parents how much I appreciate them. I want to dry my mother's tears. I want to write more words too, even if nobody's there to read them, not even Nagiko. She might have lost interest in Crimson Fantasia, but I haven't. I don't want to betray my dreams. I don't want to betray my characters. I have to keep struggling, just like Haru. And it is this thought which spurs me to take an action quite unlike any Haru would ever take. He's a gentleman, so he would never hurt a girl. But I have no such compunctions with Nagi, not with her fingers around my throat. If she's not going to play nice, I won't either. It's not like it matters that much anyway. Nagi isn't real. I made her up. She's a construct, just like Haru and Eris and Harmonia, and I've put them through a lot worse. I made them suffer horribly for the sake of Crimson Fantasia's story. I can do the same thing with Nagi. I won't let her stop me. My fingers creep surreptitiously to my pocket where my scissors are stashed. My eyes narrow with determination. And then...
Ayumu, what are you?
I strike.
Ah!
I pull the scissors from my pocket as quickly as I'm able and then thrust them upwards. The scissors plunge into Nagi's cheek, and like a banshee, she shrieks.
I'm sorry, you're giving it 100, but I'm not. That's my
Nagi
bad.
stumbles back, one hand clasped over her face. Nagi's shoulders are convulsing. Red, sticky blood is seeping between her splayed fingers. It drips against the carpeted floor like falling rain. Drip, drip, drip. Nagi's fingers are slick with the stuff and might as well be strawberry jam. Her face, however, is ghostly white, the same color as flour. Her chest rises and falls erratically beneath her blouse. Aghast, she glowers at me and says,
You'll regret this, Ayumu. How could you? How could you?
I only did what I have to do. My voice is remarkably calm, despite the adrenaline that's coursing through my body. I wipe my scissors down on my shirt and then get to my feet. I look down at Nagi, who is slumped on the ground, still bleeding, and say, "Don't act like you wouldn't have done the same to me. You were trying to choke me."
I was trying to help you.
Yes, I know. That's what you thought. But staying here isn't helpful. I'll never get anything done like this.
You hypocrite. You were the one who shut yourself away here in the first place. This is what you wanted. I wanted to make your dreams come true. Everything I did for your sake, and this is how you repay me. How could you?
I'm horribly heartless, I know. But I still don't think I owe you anything. I mean, you're not really my girlfriend, are you? You're just a phantom I created. Nagi might have taken the form of a cute girl, but she's nothing more than a shadow. She's my shadow. Sorry, I know you meant well, but this... I look around the apartment foyer at the flickering lights and the flashing exit sign. This isn't what I want anymore. I might have given up on my goals, my ambitions, and even my stories. But the real Nagiko is still out there. She told me she wanted to read the rest of Crimson Fantasia, so I can't disappoint her. I want to give it a satisfying conclusion for her sake.
But she doesn't care about you, Ayumu, not like I do. She abandoned you.
Maybe she did. It's alright though. I don't need her approval to keep writing. I don't need anybody's approval.
Well, what you just said makes it kind of sound like you do, though.
I still want to keep going. I want to finish what I started at the very least, and that means I can't let things end here.
So you're going to go back. You're going to subject yourself to being alone and to being miserable in a world you can't stand to finish off some stupid story nobody else cared about.
Yeah, I guess I am. I guess it sounds a little silly when you phrase it like that. But it's not true, you know? And nobody cares about Crimson Fantasia.
Nagiko doesn't.
Maybe she doesn't. I do, though. I'm not so jaded that I've given up, even if you have. I want to see how my story ends. It would be a waste not to. I let my scissors drop to the floor, very cool, in a way, and then glance about. I'm breathing heavily, more so than I have in a long time. It's been a while since I exerted myself like that. It's been a while since I exerted myself in general. I don't often leave my apartment.
No?
Is that why I found myself trapped here? In my half-formed embryonic dreamland? I came over the last few months to associate my apartment with safety. Nobody ever came to visit me, and nobody called me, apart from my parents, and even then, that was sparingly. I didn't have to answer to anybody other than myself, and I never held myself accountable for my actions. I didn't want to. I couldn't handle the outside world like Nagi, so succinctly said, so I hid from it. By sitting in the same spot, unmoving, I was, in essence, running away. I'm tired of running now, though. I've spent too long in this apartment already, in the real world. I don't want to be stuck here in my dreams, too. Not with Nagi, who's still bleeding on the floor. Ah, yes, the other classic writing trope, not caring about what I always think of your work. If only I did that in the past, I'd be like, you should fucking watch this VOD from the beginning. It's been...
Educational.
Yes.
I've been educated. I learned something today.
Her perforated cheek is still oozing blood. Blood which changes colors with the flickering of the lights overhead. Sometimes her blood looks black. At other times it looks bright red. Her lips, meanwhile, are pursed, like a princess from a fairy tales. She looks like she's waiting for a kiss. I know if I bent down to grant her request, I might be able to take all her pain away. I'm sure that she would forgive me for hurting her. Bro, just make this a YouTube animation.
Whoa, that'd be way harder. Animation's hard.
She has no choice in the matter. I am the one who created her. She is my delusion, just like Eris and Harmonia. She exists to love me, which is, I suppose, a nice enough fantasy. I can't say I dislike the thought of being doted on by a pretty young girl like Nagi forever and ever. Nobel, what are you doing Saturday morning at 10 a.m. PDT? What is that EST? Either way, the answer is nothing. More than likely. But would it really be satisfying when her love isn't real? This is a daydream I could do without. 1 p.m. Yeah, nothing. I'd be awake then. Probably. It's finally time.
Did he do it? Did he wake up?
To wake up.
Is he gonna wake up?
Can it just end there?
Do it. Wake up.
Does it end, or is it like a whole nother chapter where I'm waking up in the hospital room and talking to my family and telling them about Crimson Fantasia and how it's a really great book and that it... Hello? Did we wake up? Please tell me waking up closed the game. Oh, it did.
Oh, it did. It did.
Lamau.
Well, that's clever.
I liked it better when the
That's
one,
clever.
the one
I like
girl
that.
did it.
That is cute.
That's it. It closed
The game said, all right, now it's your turn to go touch grass. You've been at this quite long enough.
Do we call it? Do you want the other ending? You want-
Yeah, sure, why not? We'll see if we give it, what happens when you give in to her. You just repeat, or, I don't know, I'm curious. I want to see what they did.
We're almost there, folks. Wait a second. Was that always there?
I don't know why I never got around to playing Moon.
Hold on. What the fuck?
Did the game
What the fuck?
did the game kill itself?
No.
Oh.
I'll show you.
Wait, what? What's happening?
What the fuck? Display capture. Yeah. Choose. I don't know which one. That one? Oh no. That one. No. That one?
You'll get it.
This one.
No.
Yeah, it's this one.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Oh god.
Oh no.
Ignore all that. This present. And if I open present, I get this weird like certificate thing, which is now gone. I don't know where it went.
Oh.
I'm concerned. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna open the present with 7-zip and see what it is. Present. Author's notes.
Okay. It's empty. Is it supposed to be empty?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Cool. Well, let's just see what the end. I'm sure this is fine. Yes, I too am sure that it's fine. Oh wait, it didn't finish extracting.
Oh.
There's a password.
Wait, what? What's the password?
I don't know.
What's the password?
There's a password to unzip it correctly. It's also a version in Dutch.
Is it? I don't know Dutch.
Either way, I need a fucking password for it.
Is it Crimson Fantasia? Is it Nagiko? She said to remember her birthday because it might be important. October 1st.
Yeah, but how would that be written though?
1001 maybe?
7 extract to present. Yes to all. And there should be 1071.
No, 1001.
1001.
So it'd be 1001.
Oh, that worked.
Oh,
Okay.
that worked? Oh, okay, it worked.
All right, let's fucking. I'm just gonna. God, can we just? I'm sure that's fine for you, chat, but it's not for me. How do I zoom? It's Control Plus. Enhance.
Well, there's like a whole thing in here. Okay.
God, he does not stop writing.
I'm gonna write.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for reading Girlfriend Simulator. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're reading these notes at all, by the way, that's very impressive, though I hope you read the whole VN first, otherwise you'll spoil yourself. I'm glad you figured out how to open this super secret file.
Good job, Fusion.
I wanted to include the author's note in this VN like most other VNs, but given the way the story ends, it would have been hard to include them without breaking the immersion, so I decided it'd be better to include the notes in a zip file separate for the game and include a hint about the story to help you open it. Wow, how smart. I think there is one really popular EVN that did something like this, whose name I can't recall. Was it Doki Doki or something or other? The name is on the tip of my tongue, but I'm totally drawing a blank. Ha 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 ha. Ahem. In all honesty, though, I would wholly be inaccurate to say DDLC was a bit of an inspiration behind Girlfriend Simulator. Girlfriend Simulator isn't particularly meta, but it does indulge in the unhinged yandere girlfriend trope. Girlfriend Simulator isn't. Well, yeah, fuck. And Nagi does have quite a lot of very evocative expressions. You could probably regard Girlfriend Simulator as the anti-DDLC, though in that DDLC ends with spoilers. You, the reader, being trapped in a liminal space with a fictional character who professes to have fallen in love with you, while Girlfriend Simulator is all about trying to escape from a liminal space dominated by your love interest. Also, nothing that transpires in DDLC is supposed to be real, apart from Monika's love for the player, but Girlfriend Simulator isn't operating on as many layers of abstraction. Ayumu is supposed to be real, even if the world he's occupying isn't. That's semantics, though. Oh my god. The main inspiration behind Girlfriend Simulator was not Doki Doki. Man, I'm glad that's not being captured. I'm glad that's not being captured. Oh.
Jeez.
All right. Okay, it's not that long. The main inspiration behind Girlfriend Simulator is not Doki Doki Literature Club, however, but that game.
Heard of it.
A short free yandere VN by the very prolific developer Caron. Some of you might be familiar with Caron, given some of his work, especially Yanderello.
Nope.
They were very popular on Tumblr!
Tumblr!
Tumblr posts!
You were right! Oh shit, you were right!
For a while
in
2014 to 2015 or so, when pixel RPG Maker horror games are still in vogue, in Yume Melancholy, you take on the perspective of an average Japanese guy without many dishonorable hobbies or interests who falls sick and finds himself being nursed by a cute pink-haired girl who identifies himself as his girlfriend. Yume Melancholy's lead has no recollection of who this girl is. However, despite her assertive claims that she is in fact his girlfriend and your attempts to deny her can result in some rather violent endings, including the one where she saws off your foot, misery style, and tries to make you eat it. I thought the base premise of the Melancholy game was pretty interesting, hence why I borrowed it for Girlfriend Simulator. But it was a very short VN, and though the bad endings were shocking and they didn't have much depth, I decided after reading it that I wanted to make a similar experience, but I wanted to give my faceless protagonist more of a backstory. I enjoyed Yume Melancholy for what it was, though, and I advise you to check it out if you're interested. It's free and it's very short. Like I said, I think it can be experienced fully in about 20 minutes, and the art is very charming. It'll also make it apparent where I've been taking my ideas from. My second inspiration for Girlfriend Simulator came from one of my own prior VNs, Lynn has a very similar aesthetic to Girlfriend Simulator. It's pixel character portraits and black and white aesthetic, and the composer and the image editor for Girlfriend Simulator, Sleepy Agents, did a lot of work on Lynn too. And it also has a stress stat that goes up as you're reading through the story. I had some vague ideas while I was working on Lean that I'd make the stress stat impact the story, maybe provide some choices for the reader and multiple endings, but I ultimately decided against it. I had one story I wanted to tell for Lin, and I didn't think giving player agency would add anything to experience. The stress stat in Lin, therefore, is there just for aesthetics. It's functionally useless. I decided to remedy this, however, with Girlfriend Simulator. The unease meter here can be manipulated by the reader's choice, and you have to get it to a certain threshold before Ayumu is able to make a pivotal choice.
Do you need a bottle of water?
No. At the end of the story, to escape from Nagi, if Ayumu isn't uneasy enough, he'll opt instead to stay inside in his comfortable dream, and you'll never be able to escape.
Oh, the little face.
It might seem counterproductive to raise your character's unease on purpose, but it's essential for progressing in the story. I thought that would be a fun subversion of expectations.
There's a part of me that envies this much confidence.
As for other inspirations...
I'm a little envious.
As for other inspirations, the scene of Ayumu running through the endless hallways at the end was inspired by episode 10 of the Tatami Galaxy. I really love that anime. It's one of my favorites.
It is good.
And you could liken some of the... you could liken some of the endless hallway imagery to Kubrick's The Shining 2. I also listened to Pornography by the Cure on loop while writing the script because it's very easy and ambient, and I think it suits the tone of this story very well. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed your time with Girlfriend Simulator. If you liked it, please consider telling me that I am amazing and throwing rose petals at my feet. Or you could, I don't know, check out some of my commercial fans too. That'd be pretty neat. You never know, the light novel author Ayumu really likes who gets referenced several times and might just have a story of their own. Cough, cough. They're a main character and all the words she wrote. Cough, cough. Ebby. X. Do you still want the other ending?
Huh?
You still want to do the other ending? It's up to you.
Do you think it'll be a million years long?
Yes.
It's a good bet, right?
Yes.
Sure. I want to see what happens if you just stay.
All right.
I'm just curious.
We're doing the last one.
I'm just curious. I want to see. I want to see it.
We're almost there, chat. We're almost there. Just a little more. Just push. Just push. Oh no, it's all fucked up because I need to make it borderless again because it closed.
It's one of those things where I really feel like if you're going to make a visual novel, you really need to make use of the medium. And I've seen some that do make use of being a visual novel exceptionally well, and things that simply don't.
We can't.
Oh, we woke up. We can't. Okay.
I chose woke up and there's no other option. It closed again.
Oh.
So,
game done then, I suppose.
Game done, everybody.
Done. We did it.
Okay.
We chose wrong.
We chose the wrong one first. Unused stat seems pointless to me. I think it's a lame barrier.
If it's not, I don't see the point in having a stat like that if you don't actually need to manage it, which you don't.
He said you did. If you wanted to get the good ending, you gotta make yourself more uneasy.
Yeah, I know, but if you just pick the consistent choices, then that'll,
do it.
Yeah.
Game over. Yeah. I'm tired now. I am going to drink the soda I have in the fridge, and I am. I need to go find an audiobook because I just fucking did that. It's over. I didn't even get to see titties. Where's the regretful Twitcher history stream?
See, I didn't need the long ending monologue because I could already infer almost all of that.
Good night forever. I may never ever write something that poor. May I never ever write something that poorly.
I mean, I would rather someone write something poorly than not write anything at all, personally.
Fair. Very fair.
I 100% admire someone saying, I'm going to make this thing, sit down and actually make the fucking thing. Because most people do not and will never get that far. We can sit here and talk shit all day, but the fact of the matter is we ain't doing shit.
Yeah, they did do something.
They did shit at the very least.
It's not the worst thing I've ever.
It absolutely is not.
It just went on a bit too long.
Someone needed to sit down and have a talk.
There needed to be an assistant editor and just be like, you could have cut down.
Yeah.
A few of this.
Yeah. There was a lot of points where the wording needed to be more concise. There was a lot of redundancy that could have been cut back on. Yeah, so
It's not the worst thing I've ever read or played. It's just it went on.
Yeah, it just kind of kept going on, and you're just like, okay, all right.
You just needed a redraft of someone being like, okay, you could save time.
Here's the thing: is I love self-indulgent art. I fucking love Tsubahime, and it is hands down the most self-indulgent and decadent piece of fiction that I've ever read, and I absolutely fucking love it. But it's something that makes full use of being a visual novel, and it does it very well. This doesn't quite get there, and it also never really it you're immediately thrown in and know something's off. You know, you never get any genuine build up to being like, oh shit, something's fucky. You just know right away. I think I don't know. I think that is I don't know. I think that could have been done better. I want to like give the world itself the benefit of the doubt and kind of a moment where the wool gets pulled over your eyes. You know, that doesn't have this. I like being tricked. Trick me a little.
Well, we'll have a
lie to me.
We'll have a good comparison because tomorrow's milk outside of a bag, inside of a bag, outside of a bag.
Yep. Which when we did the first one, I think made very good use of being a visual novel.
Yes. So we'll see what that one's
so
like.
I'm very interested to read the sequel.
In the meantime, though, I have no one to really raid. I suppose. But to me, the long-winded ending was like watching a train crash for the main character, and I resolved myself to enjoying watching the tragic burnout. I hope Milk has tits.
I wouldn't get your hopes up, Sam.
I put on theater mode because it was so long-winded I needed to do something. I was just going to die if I just kept reading it in the same voice without any inflection.
I don't like long-winded explanatory epilogues like that.
Like, we made the joke that there was a section where they're like, actually, my story is about this, and it's not really like the other story, which I'm taking from. It's actually really unique in its own. And my main character does have a scythe, just like the other person in that other story who has a scythe. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Scythes are cool, and they just stop.
Yeah, that was very, very superfluous.
I get it. And that same type of tone is used in many other places, just not in reference to, a story. It's just like you're going on and on and on and on, kind of like how we're doing with the end of the stream right now. We're just going on and on and on. It's just like you can stop. It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I have fun, picking apart this sort of stuff. I think it's interesting.
Would I still recommend that someone play it?
Sorting through like my thoughts and my preferences on it. Because I do want to make my own visual novel. I need to really assess the things that I really, really like and the things that I don't. And I need to figure out how to not do the things that I don't like. So I think I appreciate being able to sit down and read through something like this and discuss it. And just to see how other people feel about it as well.
Like, this is a game I would still recommend to someone. I would just recommend and put a disclaimer.
A little asterisk.
You should play this game. Just know it'll get a little long at times. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I lied. Apparently, I have Mario Tennis.
Hey.
So we're gonna go say hi to him. And I am gonna liquid. I'm gonna liquid and die. And to the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow for Milk Outside of a Bag, Inside of a Bag, Outside of a Bag.
Yes.
Milk! It's good for you! My God. Goodbye, everyone.
Milk's not that good for you.
And to the rest of you, we will catch you later.